We are back. I know it has been a long, long time. About a week. I was on vacation. So it was a little easier to get to you guys. But now that we're back to our regular scheduled programming, and just nobody can ever join the lives when I get off of work, we are just going to continue with our Sunday, Monday schedule. So I don't have to be up till 3 a.m. Sounds good. And as it says in the title, we are continuing our study, our breakdown, our asking of questions about Islam, whether or not it's true, answering questions like, was Jesus a Muslim? Is Allah really God? And continuing to go through their texts, and we show you guys the references. We show debates between some even way more knowledgeable than me, and the questions and responses that Muslims will give, and how you can respond to them, and even using scripture. Okay. So, like I said before, we're going to get back into a little bit of that. We've opened up Discord as well. I got my friend Zach here. I've known him for a very long time. He's going to be joining in on the conversation. Zach, say hello.
Hello.
All righty. So we got a buddy riding shotgun. And if you want to join in on the conversation, we can get you the Discord link and you can ask your questions or, prove us wrong. Prove us wrong. See if you can convert me to Islam. All right, everybody. New intro coming soon, too. Very excited about that. We're going to be rocking this one until the change. Let's get into it. Okay, guys. Okay. Now, we've gone into issues on whether or not, or how the baby is made, and we've found some issues in that. We showed you the verse in about how women have sperm from their ribs. I don't know if you remember that, Zach. But women have sperm that comes from their ribs. Men have sperm that comes from their backbone. And
Yeah, I'm still kind of wondering how that works, but
yeah,
I'm a simple person, so I guess
yeah, it's a
yeah.
tough one. Hey, Mikey, welcome in. Welcome. And yes, if
How would
you
that work?
this is how it works. The sperm turns into dead blood. Matter of fact, let's pull up the reference.
Please, because yeah, this needs explained
As
for sure.
I had a buddy of mine. I had a buddy of mine who was saying that I was getting the translations wrong. So I think it's chapter 23, 14, I believe.
To be perfectly honest,
Yes.
anything that involves those factors in any verse of any book is questionable by nature.
So and
Because
remember, and we're not here to make fun. We're not trying to make fun of anything. We're just reading the text. This is a religion that is supposed to be the final revelation of God. This is supposed to be from the all-knowing, all-powerful God. Okay? So, I don't know if you can see the screen, Zach.
I can.
Okay. So here in chapter 23, verse 14, Let's zoom in a little bit. It says, and then we developed the drop being the sperm, into a clinging clot. Then developed the clot, and clinging clot. This is a false translation. It's actually in the Arabic. It's dead blood. The clinging substance right here. Watch. Let me just show you how they lie. Can we highlight this?
العلاقات
Yeah, that's a clot. Let me show you.
Hmm.
Let's see if I got it all right. It wouldn't let me. It didn't work. No, I didn't get the whole word. Am I too close? Do I need to? I'm trying to. Let me get the word. Let me highlight it. The whole word. Damn you. All right. Anyway, this is a lie. It's not a clinging substance. It's a clot. It turns or dead blood. It's the dead blood. Turns into dead blood, and then the dead blood turns into a lump of flesh, and then the lump is clothed in bones. Blah 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 blah. No sperm fertilizing egg. We know that the sperm doesn't turn into dead blood, and then the dead blood turns into a lump of flesh. We know this. We know that this is not how the baby is made. But according to Islam, sperm becomes dead blood becomes a clot. Anywho, I want to talk about a story that I've also come across in the Quran. And let's see if this adds up. You know, Zach, I have a friend. You know, my grandfather just recently passed away.
I heard. I'm sorry for your loss.
He was a great man. I have another friend though, whose grandfather passed away some time ago. Mikey, I want you to hear this too. Now, his grandfather, he was a pretty important man. Let's just kind of say he ran the town, so to speak, right?
All right. Yeah.
Uh, late 80s, walked with a cane, nice wooden cane. And one day, he was out on his porch, standing, leaning on his cane, and he died. And nobody, he stood there for a year, and nobody knew he was dead until the termites came. This was in Arkansas. Termites came and ate it, and when he fell because his staff got so weak from the termite damage after a year, that was how people realized he was dead.
How long was he there?
He was there for a year.
Just standing there with his cane?
Yeah, dead. Yeah.
But and I'm just asking because it bears the question. No one noticed, nothing, just a person standing there for a year and decaying. No one said anything, noticed anything.
Nope. Does that make sense?
I'm going to go with no.
Well,
That's a little strange.
According to the Quran, in chapter 34, verse 14, when Solomon died, nothing indicated to the jinn, those were the genies that were building his temple, that he was dead, except the termites eating away his staff.
Will Smith or Robin Williams?
Robin. So when he collapsed, the jinn realized that if they had known the unseen, they would not have remained in such humiliating servitude.
Mm. It's pretty humiliating if that's true.
So
I mean, I would like someone to, check on me.
here we are in the desert. Now, Mikey, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm no medical expert. I know Zach certainly isn't. I don't take you to be, but let's just take a guess about how long would you expect a body to start decaying and showing serious signs of decay in the desert. We're talking smoldering hot desert. And Zach, yeah, I'll ask the question to you too. About how long would you say you'd be able to tell someone was dead in the desert?
Well, my father lived in the high desert area of Victorville, and those temperatures can rise up to 110 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
just ballpark, I'd say an hour or two,
Yeah.
maybe.
Mikey says, man, it wouldn't even stand up. But in perfect dry conditions, probably like 1 to 2 days at most. Yep.
Yeah.
And then a more important factor, it wouldn't even stand up, but somehow he remains standing for a year.
Mm.
And it took the termites a year to finish the staff. Now I actually do have a professional opinion on that, as I worked in pest control for a few years, about 5 years, primarily in termite work. And let me tell you, it is not going to take termites of any species a year to eat a staff. It'll take them, depending on the number. If we have like a small, let's say like a termite farm, they'd probably finish the staff in like a week at best before
You
that
know,
before that
in
thing's fallen. So
in reality, if I can just say, it's very cartoony the way this is being presented, because when you think about it, like this is the whole situation itself sounds fabricated to be ridiculous. Um, when you actually compare it, apples and oranges, it's like a Tom and Jerry situation. There's no way this would actually be legitimately probable.
and
It's
exact
it's
and
the factors are just ridiculous. I mean, they
because
are.
because Muhammad, he came along 600 years after Jesus. He's just picking up stories that he's heard along the way and just adding his own things to it and then putting it in his religion. So Solomon, famous king, everyone knew about him. Everyone knew about his fall because, again, this is Old Testament. The Jews it's been in their books for a very long time. So Muhammad, to try and legitimize this religion, will include the figures that were in the Bible, but just totally screw up the story. It's just complete and absolute nonsense. He takes fairy tales, like there's a there's an old Jewish fairy tale about ants, about talking to ants, and then Muhammad hears it and then he throws it in the Quran. So in this religion, Muhammad had like a magic, or not Muhammad, Solomon, he had like a magic carpet that was like 3,000 miles long, like 3,000 something miles long. Um, it could fit like his entire army on there. I mean, the carpet was longer than the distance he would need it to be to travel to wherever it was he was warring to. It's just absolute ridiculous. But so he's flying around on this carpet with his army, and even though uh, Allah taught him the language of the birds, which I could show you in chapter 27, verse 16. He taught him the language of the birds, but while he's up there, he heard an ant like cry out like to the other ants, telling them like, get back in our nest. You don't want to get trampled by Solomon's army. And this is also just idiotic because we know ants don't have vocal cords. Ants don't communicate like that. They communicate with like scent, but
Well, unless they're in a Disney movie
right, or Pixar.
or Pixar, yeah.
So let me show you. So somehow, even though he was taught the language of the birds, he also knew somehow the language of the ants and was able to speak to ants. So here it is right here. He's taught the language of the birds. What a great privilege to be taught the language of the birds. So I don't know how he learned how to talk to ants. That's major. I don't understand what the purpose would be. And I think that chapter is called The Valley of the Ants. So it's just a lot of just random stories, okay? And in in this, what we showed you before in chapter 34, verse 14, where the jinn are the ones building Solomon's temple. Jinn are genies. And the genies in Islam, they're from the devil. So according to Islam, Satan built Solomon's mosque. And they don't even realize it. It's just another silly thing that was put in there that is humiliating, but they just didn't catch. Like, why would demons be building your mosque? Why would genies be building your mosque? Yeah. But yeah, just another fabrication of a story. And that's why Muhammad was called an ear, because he just picked up random things and then just threw it in the religion. Okay. I could even show you guys some other things. I can show you that even the devil in Islam, he worships Allah, and that they're actually friends. And
Hangout party.
And that Allah actually misled Satan. And Satan is actually a victim. Yeah. Satan is actually a victim of Allah. Let me show you.
Oh man.
Chapter 15. Because Allah is also, they switched it up in the translations. You gotta, if you don't know Arabic and you're just reading the English, I mean, they've switched it up so many times to try and clean it up. But it still really doesn't help. But let me show you this.
I be honest with you, I really hate to hear that Satan's down and being mistreated.
Let me see. Hang on a second. Right, here we go. Key interpret, yes. So I'm going to show you how they lie. Because there's what they say it says, and then there's what it actually says. Now, here, let's see. Can we go to? Let's go to 38 until the appointed day. Okay, so let's start with let's start with verse 36. This is chapter 15. This is chapter 15, verse 36. It says, Satan appealed, my Lord, then delay my end until the day of their resurrection. Allah said, you will be delayed until the appointed day. Satan responded, my Lord, now this is where they mess things up. For allowing me to stray, I will surely tempt them on earth and mislead them altogether, except your chosen servants among them. Now, the real translation of it is actually, my Lord, because you have caused me to be misled, I will surely tempt them on earth and tempt them altogether. This is the one time the brackets is actually what it really says, because this is the truth. So Allah caused Satan to be misled. Same thing with Adam, because it was decreed. When Adam was debating Moses, and Moses was being like, "It's all your fault. All this happened." He's like, "How can you blame me for what Allah had decreed 40 years before I was created?" So, what point am I trying to make here? We have a God that's supposed to be just, that's supposed to be all knowing, who has made mistakes on how the baby is made. His prophets somehow allow demonic entities to build their holy temples. You have an instance where Satan, who's supposed to be, public enemy number one, is confessing that none of this would have happened if you didn't make me do it. And then I could show you the reference about Adam and Moses, where even Adam said, this was predestined. Does that sound like a holy God? Or does that sound like something Satan would do? I could show you where, and I think I might have shown this in other streams, where the adultery is predestined. I could show you a verse. Let me see. Actually, I think I might have it. This is going to blow your mind. Where if you don't sin in Islam, Allah will destroy you, because he would rather have someone who sins and repents than someone who doesn't sin at all. Does that make sense? Where is it? Yeah, it's a hadith. It's a hadith. Check this out. Hmm. Okay, 1 second. Is this it? Looking at Hadith 3. You still with me, Zach? I think we lost him. Let's see. Yes. See if that works. All right. No, because I want to show you guys this. That'll work. Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Here we go. Here we go. Found it. Found it for you. And this is Sahih. This is authentic. By him in whose hands is my life, if you were not to commit sin, Allah would sweep you out of existence, and he would replace those people who would commit sin and seek forgiveness from Allah, and he would have pardoned them. So you have to sin in this religion. You have to sin. If you don't sin, he would sweep you out of existence. Do you see? And this is the English translation. I'm not making this up. He would sweep you out of existence if you were not to commit sin. That's not God. That's definitely not the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's not the God of Moses. That's not the God of Jesus. So when they try and say things like, we pray to the same God, you got to remind them of these things. Like, that's impossible because there's no way, there's just no way that that would happen. There's just no way. So let me looks like Zach Bill. Let me see. All right. So, I was just going over some things when I saw that, and I just wanted to make sure that I covered it. And if they ever try and say that, oh, that's not a good, that's not an authentic thing, then it's like, well, why are you allowing unauthentic things into your religion? Why is it even there if it's not authentic? Like, there's nothing in the Bible that we would say, oh no, that's not authentic. Like, oh, we ignore that. Yeah. So it's just a mess. It's just an absolute mess. Let me show you guys, because I know I mentioned that Adam, it was destined for Adam to commit sin. Let me show you guys this. I believe it is chapter 2. Verse 30. Let me see. Was this it? You. Let me see. When your Lord said to the angels, I'm going to place a successive authority on earth, they asked, will you place in it someone who will spread corruption there and shed blood while we glorify your praises and proclaim your holiness? Allah responded, I know what you do not know. So they're going to bow. Angels have to bow to Adam. But I know that Satan didn't have to bow to Adam, or Satan didn't bow to Adam. Let me see this. The chapter of the cow. Let's see. Let me do a quick little dive into this. Um, oh yes, chapter 2, verse 34. When we said they just prostrate before Adam, so they all did, but not Iblis. Satan deceived them, leading to their fall. Yeah, so Satan didn't bow to him. Let me see. I thought that this was no. Let me see. 1 second. All right, here we go. I found a hadith for it. Check this out. It says, the prophet said, Adam and Moses argued with each other. Moses said to Adam, O Adam, you are our father who disappointed us and turned us out of paradise. Then Adam said to him, O Moses, Allah favored you with his talk, and he wrote for you with his own hand. Do you blame me for actions which Allah had written in my fate 40 years before my creation? So man's like, hold on, player. That's not my fault. That is not my fault. How you gonna blame me for committing the original sin when Allah made me do it? Just like, what was that old Ice Cube rap, gangster rap, made me do it. Allah made me do it 40 years before I was even made. 40 years before I even got here. He had it in my programming. So don't blame me, blame him. And he won the debate with that. Won the debate. Insanity. So, I mean, we know that our Lord Jesus said, go and sin no more. We know that our God does not want us to sin. Who wants you to sin? Even in their religion, even in Islam, who wants you to sin? And even in this religion, your God deceived Satan, caused Satan to sin, caused Adam to sin. He's the cause of Christianity. And we've covered this in almost every, Matthew 5:19. Matter of fact, let's bring that up. We've shown so much dang Islam. Let's put some Bible verses up there. Matthew 5:19. Therefore, anyone who sets aside one of the least of these commands and teaches others accordingly will be called least into the kingdom of heaven. But whoever practices and teaches these commands will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Exactly. We are not called to sin. We are not called to sin. So you have to you really got to take that into it, and you got to think about these things. You got to think about these things. What is this? Um, right. So remember when Jesus said when they were going to stone the woman for adultery, and Jesus said, those who haven't sinned, cast the first stone. John chapter 8. Part of your point here, aka Muslims will be called the least to heaven as they command others to sin. Exactly. Exactly. Let me see this. Let me start with. Let's go John 8. So let's go to John chapter 8. Let's see the difference here between Jesus and Allah. So it says, and Jesus went unto the Mount of Olives, we're starting at verse 1. And early in the morning, he came again into the temple, and all the people came unto him. I'm reading the King James Version. And he sat down and taught them. And the scribes and the Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in adultery. And when they had set her in the midst, they said unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act. So they caught her red-handed. Caught her red-handed in the act. Okay? Now Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned. But what sayest thou? This they said, testing him, that they might have cause to accuse him. But Jesus stooped down and with his finger wrote on the ground as though he has heard them not. And I wonder, it doesn't say what he wrote. I wonder what he wrote. Because he wrote something in the ground. So when they continued asking him, he lifted himself up and said to them, He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her. And again he stooped down and wrote on the ground. And they who heard it, being convicted by their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning with the eldest, even unto the last, and Jesus was left alone with the woman standing in the midst. And when Jesus had lifted himself up, and think he wrote some of the sins he saw those around him? Maybe. It doesn't say. Maybe. I guess it's not important. But interesting thought. When Jesus had lifted himself up and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are those thine accusers? Hath had no man condemned thee? She said, No man, Lord. And Jesus said unto her, Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more. And then Jesus spoke again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. I don't think Muhammad was promising to be the light of life. I mean, who is that? Who is the light of the world? It's God. The light of the world is God. So they try and look for where does Jesus verbatim say, I am God? It's like he didn't have to. And in so many ways he did. I was there before creation. I am the light of the world. Those who have seen me have seen the Father. But does he say, go ahead and keep on committing adultery and just go ahead and just make sure you apologize for it? Is that what he says? Or does he say, go and sin no more? That's the difference. Huge, huge difference. What God would you want to serve? The one that says, go and sin no more? Or the one that says, if you don't sin, I'll wipe you from existence? It's like, come on, people. And are we making things up? Did I show you the references? Did I give you references? God is he's and I'm not doing this to make fun. The goal here isn't to make. We're not trying to make fun. We're showing holes, obvious holes. You're being led in darkness, and we're here to pull you out. We're here to pull you out. Oh, looks like Zach had a phone call. I thought he fell asleep. So these are important things. These are important things to think about. Important things to bring up. Absolutely. Thank you, sir. New intro coming. I was thinking about going live on Instagram, but okay. That is one of the few things I would disagree with on the Catholic Church as well. Confessional seem to be the opposite of what Jesus preached in that scenario too. Yep, and then they're going to try and lean on church history. Right. Yeah. It's they have we believe on the core things, but yeah, they the making statues, all of that, some things Jesus said don't do. I mean, it's literally why God buried Moses himself. So the focus, because he knew that they would fall into worshiping Moses, which, as you can see, they low-key do. So if he, buried Moses himself and kept it hidden, like, why would we, he didn't want them praying to Moses. Right. Yeah, we know Catholics are our brothers and sisters in Christ. They believe in the Trinity. They believe that Jesus Christ is the only way to the Father. So while we have our disagreements on things, we agree where it matters. So yes, 100%, Mikey. We're not trying to talk down on Catholics or Catholicism, but we're just also just making a point. But right, you have a God in this religion where they claim that Jesus was a Muslim. They claim all the prophets were Muslims, and that they all preached Islam. When nowhere in the Bible, which is the Torah, the Psalms, in the New Testament, and Paul's letters, nowhere in there, from cover to cover, will you find anything that says keep on sinning. nowhere in it. So there's just no way and then of course we can always take it deeper where Allah cannot be a father in any sense. So, like Mikey, for instance, if you ever find yourself uh, in a conversation with one, and we're gonna start doing some lives, TikToks, maybe even seeing about finding maybe some Muslim lives where they're debating Christians and seeing if we can get in there. And actually, we're gonna go live on Instagram just to do it. Followers. Yeah. That's hilarious. At any rate, yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that too. I'm looking forward to that too. So I'm guessing that's TikTok. So I'm just gonna need to get a VPN and then um start doing that because I'm sure I'm gonna make some people angry. I mean, I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't know if you see what happens on Facebook, Mikey, but it is just absolute. I mean, every time I post something, dude, it's that picture where it's the dude freaking standing there just with his arms folded and there's like he's just surrounded by swords. Like literally. It's insane. Um Let me see. Where is it? No. I thought Facebook is full of degenerates, boomers, and libs. Still love it. Oh yeah, man. It's a full blown takeover. Full blown takeover on Facebook. I mean, it's insane. It is insane. Hang on a second here. There we go. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to do. Cause I'm like, man, and what's crazy about it is it's like I will do everything in my power to keep it as respectful as possible. And it just always goes left. It always goes left. Um I know that, but yeah, that's what's coming. That's what's coming, Mike. I'm going to be working on some things. I want to work on like a new. I don't know if I want to use my old little animated GIF, but I want to spruce up the YouTube channel a bit. But yeah, no, those debates are coming real soon. I might even just start doing it next week. Uh-oh. My headphones just went out. But yeah, I might even just start doing it next week. Just to kind of get the ball rolling. I think we've set the stage. I think we've set the stage pretty well. I think we've gone over a lot. I think we've shown some debates, some pretty good ones, so we know what to expect. I believe that there's some going on now. Wait, no, they're responding. I didn't see this. Let's ride shotgun for a second on this.
That's still a difference in the story. Was it a punishment in Luke?
What are they talking about?
Yeah, and Luke was punished, of
Okay,
course.
was it not a punish? Well, okay, was it a non-punishment, just a sign in the Quran?
Yes, and that's the
Okay, thank
elevation
you.
of Zechariah. Yes.
You call it elevation. I call it him telling the story wrong. So address how it's a correction, because
Okay,
you're admitting that
yeah.
he told the story different.
Okay,
That's the point.
do you know why it's intentional? Do you know why it's intentional and not him telling the story wrong?
I don't want you to
check the
tell me
sounds
it's
pretty good.
intentional. I want you to
do you believe
use
it's intentional or not?
I want you to use your Quran to prove to
Yeah.
me that it's intentional,
Okay,
not just show me a change.
But do you believe it's intentional? Do you believe it's intentional?
I believe that he heard a false story and repeated something wrong. So yes.
Where's the full story?
I don't
Muhammad did that all the time. He did it all the time. I mean, we showed you the perfect example with Solomon. We know Solomon did not die holding a staff and dead for a year. We know that. We know, like, he screwed up so much. Mary was not the sister of Moses. But according to Muhammad, Mary, mother of Jesus, Mary was the sister of Moses. If you need to get something, go for it, babe. I can turn it off for you. Go for it, Queen. All right. So we know that that's impossible. But let's get back into this, because this is live.
Believe that he
Go ahead.
Hold on, Dean. I don't believe that he intentionally changed Luke 1, because if I were to give him Luke 1, he wouldn't even be able to read it. So if he could not read nor write, and he's not talking to God, who is he talking to, and where did he get these stories from?
Yeah, that's
he's
the point. Your hypothesis would have to change. Your hypothesis would have to change from, it's not, this is a false dichotomy. It doesn't have to be, it's the prophet. He's illiterate. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
A false
and
dichotomy.
It's coming from God. That's a false dichotomy. It could also be, let me finish. It could also be, maybe
this
it's
is the
not
necessary
just,
conclusion, though.
yeah,
bro.
just let me finish. It could also be a third conclusion. Maybe you're wrong. Maybe the author is more than just someone who's just hearing stories. Maybe there was someone behind it that wasn't the prophet, that actually knew more than someone who's illiterate.
Okay,
right?
well, if you want to hang Muhammad repeating stories false over and over and over again on a maybe he just corrected it, well, then that's up to you. But you haven't provided evidence from your book of
How do you know it's wrong?
Because of Luke 1.
Brother,
The reason why we know it's wrong is because my position.
Are you talking about historically wrong,
But
or are you talking about he's reflecting the story wrong?
He's retelling the story wrong. And that's
when you say wrong, when you say wrong, you mean historically, or he's wrongly transmitting the story?
From
Luke.
Luke has the original story. Until proven otherwise, this story existed in Luke 1 before Muhammad was even born.
Okay.
It predates Muhammad by hundreds of years. So now Muhammad repeats that story wrong. That my evidence stands. You are giving me a maybe. I'm giving you something that's facts.
I got you. All right.
He repeats the story wrong. Can we at least admit that? From Luke 1, he repeats the story wrong.
Oh yeah. Okay. So you have an assumption here that if it's different from Luke, therefore it's wrong, and I don't grant that assumption. Now, there are circulating stories that are different.
All right, let's fast forward.
And John, we're all in unison trying to preach the same message. Muhammad was just simply not, because you're opposing that he's changing the things that they taught and preached. So now you have to deal with Muhammad, and that's a whole completely different thing. So the issue is Muhammad here, who's supposed to be a prophet, who's supposed to be a part of the Abrahamic faith, who's pointing you back to these gospels. 4136 says anyone who denies these books have gone astray. You have to justify why he's telling people that these books are true, and then why he's retelling stories that are found within and without of those books accurately and inaccurately at times. So when I gave you this,
your life, just finish up because I have to go. So I'll come back. Okay.
So when I gave you this position here, right,
Yeah.
on Luke, and the reason why I gave this is because I feel like it's one of the most detrimental ones, because we can clearly see the story being retold wrong. And for me, it seems like what I heard from you is that you said
Yeah.
it was maybe it could be this. So I'm hearing an assumption from you, but I'm actually hearing actual facts from me, which is I can pull Luke and I can show you the story that existed before Muhammad was even born, and I can show you Muhammad repeated it in his Quran. I
Yeah.
actually have the evidence that
I
he
got you.
retold this
All right.
story wrong.
All right, I got you. So, look, I'm gonna say my bit here, and then I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna drop you, and I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Okay. So my bit is in response to that, the fact that Luke's nativity story isn't the earliest one we have. We have Matthew's. Now Matthew differs from Luke. That's my position. That's the scholarly
What
consensus.
does the
And
nativity
the
story
fact
have to
that, brother,
do
I just
with?
let you speak, man. I need to go. Just let me make
Yeah,
this
but the
last.
nativity story is
We can
address
carry
Muhammad in the
on and go
conscious
back.
edit.
Life. We can carry on and go back and forth once I come back. Just let me say the statement, and I'll come back. Okay. So, and don't interrupt me because I didn't interrupt you right now. So the point being is Matthew. We have a nativity story that comes before Luke. I'm taking the scholarly consensus that says they are taking from common material.
Okay.
Matthew and Luke take from common
We're
material.
back.
That's why they both have a virgin story. But they're also taking from different material, or they're adding their
rescue
own
baby
stuff.
girl.
That's why there's differences. That the evidence itself that's the case is the fact that
Let me
Matthew
try
and
and
Luke both
follow
exist.
this.
They have different stories, and they both tell stories about a virgin.
Have you been
That means
following,
there's
Mikey?
a previous
What have I
story talking about the
missed?
virgin story that we can posit is the original one, which is going to be the Quran's one. That's the evidence. Now, I can give you more evidence once I come back. We will discuss more about the reason why it's consciously edited, and then I will give you the historical account why I believe the Quran's account is more historical. So let me just come back and we'll do that. Okay.
More historical.
Okay, so is this
right.
is this like an accurate 5 minutes or what?
Yeah, just about five to I don't know 10 minutes or something. Like 5 minutes minimum, 10 minutes max. I'll just need to go pray, and I'll be back. Okay.
All right, cool.
He's going to go.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yo.
Yo, okay, I can hear you as well. All right, 1 second. All right, guys. So we agreed before that we're gonna continue again for another 15 minutes. So I'll stop here at 1:45, where I'm at, 1:45 p.m., and then we'll continue on to the Christian dilemma that I wanted to run during the stream, and then at 2 p.m. my time, I'm gonna end the stream. Okay. So let's continue here. So what point we're at? Still on this John the Baptist.
Yeah. So we're still on you being able to prove that this is a conscious edit and not an actual just false retelling of the story.
All right. So I'll give you one last point, right? So the last point is going to be that there's an equalization between Jesus and John the Baptist within the stories that shows that it is intentional. The Gospels, the Gospel of Luke in particular, denigrates the family of John the Baptist, and that's why the Quran comes and elevates Zechariah and elevates John the Baptist. One example I can give you, besides the fact that the name change happened, so the name isn't associated with the sin.
Can I just add this because
Yeah.
I think you're still
Yeah.
you're still not getting what I'm saying. Your reasoning as to why he said what he said and his thought process on why he was saying it, I have no problem with that. My point is that if it doesn't
So you're agreeing
match-
it's conscious?
No, I don't agree. Oh well,
Okay.
I agree. Yeah, it's not a conscious edit.
Conscious
Not
edit.
a conscious.
Okay.
No, not a conscious edit. Yeah, no. See, because I can't say yes to that, and then you put edit behind it. I don't agree that it's a conscious edit. I agree that he's saying what he's saying. Like he's saying what he's saying. Now, for
That has to
you,
be for a reason, right?
well, of course, if he heard this story and he truly believes that what he heard and what he's repeating to other people is true, then yes, he's consciously giving them the story that he believes is true. I don't have a problem with that. Even if you give me a breakdown on why you think he did it and who he's elevating and who he's not.
All right, I'm coming into two in the middle of that. I'm not following I guess they're talking about Muhammad making conscious edits. That's not really. You ready? Oh, hang on, guys. 1 second. 1 second. And wait. Go. So, how long have we been going for? Really? Just an hour? Okay. Yeah. There was a CP debate that I was listening to that no. My daughter's just reaching for the mic. There. Yeah, maybe we can get into a little bit of that, but I mean, I know we've just even in this hour we've covered a lot. Yeah, because I mean, I like this guy. I like Life. I mean, he's good. I'm just. Are you ready to take her? No, come on. I was helping you out. All right, so yeah, I mean, what they're covering is important. I mean,
even worse. Like my position on that is helping you
this is
because it would be
a new
even
angle,
worse
I guess.
if he sat with someone who read out of the Gospel of Luke and then he went and said something the exact opposite. And we're
that proves
I just
general
wish we could have came in
confirmation.
the beginning.
No. You gotta pay attention to the ending of that, the conclusion. And if we're posing that he's not speaking to God, from my position, if he's not speaking to God, that makes it even worse.
Because it's not historical now, right?
Look. If
is that it? Just it's because now it's not historical. It's contradicting Luke. Is that why?
It's not historical and it's inaccurate to what he heard. So if
okay, beautiful.
Wait,
okay,
hold on,
I get you.
Let me just give you a very, very, very small example. If I have this book here, okay?
Yeah.
Corrections in early Quranic manuscripts. If I read from this book and I tell you something out of this book, and you do a live stream tomorrow and you say things that I said, but you add things that I didn't say, and you mix up my story to where there's some truth into what I said, but then there's also falsehood mixed in it. Did you consciously edit what I said, or did you just retell what I gave you out of this book inaccurately?
Beautiful. If there's no good reason to believe that this edit is more true than the previous thing that you said, then it's more likely that he's actually getting stuff wrong. I agree with you. However, this big however, the point is I can address the historicity issue that you have here. I can address it. And even if I couldn't address it, we have independent reasons to believe in the prophet's prophethood. And once we establish that, these things aren't no longer an issue. However, I will not appeal to the independent reasons. I will appeal to in the context of this. However, first we need to concede, at least I'm giving you a good probable account that it's not unlikely, very unlikely, that the Prophet ﷺ is getting it transmitted by someone from the Gospel of Luke, then he edits it. I think, independently of whether I'm Muslim or not, that is way more likely. He hears it from the Gospel of Luke, someone transmitting it, and then he edits it as he pleases because he doesn't like certain parts.
Okay, that's what you're posing. He edits it likely as he pleases. He edits he edits it as he pleases on the authority of who?
Now the question is whether his edits are actually historical or not, because we don't know if he's receiving revelation from God or not. Now I'm going to give you the point. The point is that
if you granted me my position where Allah is not in play here, he's editing this on the authority of who? That's why I said that position you just gave is worse.
And this edit is evidence he's getting it from Allah. Actually, this evidence I'm going to give you because he gets it more historical than the Gospel of Luke. I'll show you.
But that doesn't make any. But
I'll show you.
That makes no sense. He's.
Let me get to the point, dude. Let me make the point.
Okay, I gotta write this down because I have to. I gotta write that down because I gotta remember that. Dude. you put him sitting with someone
Yeah.
reading Luke and Allah in the same boat as to why he can correct it.
No.
That makes no sense.
The point is that you don't believe it's from God. That's granted. That's
right.
fine.
You're refuting
But-
my
but-
point.
but
You
this-
can't
but this
bring
edit-
Allah back into the
brother,
picture.
But brother, this edit shows you he's getting miraculous knowledge, because
Mhm.
how is he editing in the 7th century being illiterate and he gets the historical Jesus so right?
He's making
That's
it,
my point.
It's not
Now,
an
now,
edit.
now I'm going to give you the point. I'm going to give you the point
But
now.
that's the thing,
The point-
Dean. It's not
now-
an edit.
now-
It's
can
an
we agree-
inaccurate retelling
Yeah.
of what he heard.
Life. Can we agree that the Quran depicts John the Baptist and Jesus?
Wait 1 second. Let me
and-
ask you this real quick.
Yeah.
Can we
Go
at
on.
least agree that it's from my position, it's an inaccurate retelling of what he heard. Therefore, I don't have to agree that it's an edit.
Yeah.
Mm.
From what you can see so far,
It's an inaccurate retelling of what he
you
heard.
don't. Okay. We can agree in what you've seen so far. There's sufficient reasons to think that he's editing something you heard from Luke. However, it seems like he's getting the historical details wrong because Luke has different details from him, and Luke is our earliest source. That's your
Okay.
position so far, and you justified so far in holding that.
my position isn't
Yeah,
my
fine.
position isn't that
I
he's
just steel manned it, man. All right, go ahead.
Dean, my position isn't that he heard from somebody reading Luke. For you put that second part in there because you said why couldn't
Why not? Bro,
I
it's
don't thank you.
it's
That's
more
what I'm saying.
likely.
Okay,
Where's the evidence of a conspiracy oral tradition? Where is it?
that being more likely is your addition to what I'm posing.
Okay,
Mhm.
can you show me why it's
saying
not likely?
I'm saying I don't hold that view because if I were to, it would be even worse for the position that you hold as trying to refute for a conscious edit. What I'm
No.
saying is that I'm at least giving Muhammad a little bit of grace to hear the wrong
That's
story.
fine. That's
and
fine. Don't give
assume
him
that the
grace. It's
story
fine.
is str-
It's okay.
No. I am because I'm not trying to be super aggressive with how I push back on the conscious edit, saying that okay, well, if you're gonna say he's editing something, well, then I'm gonna pose that he's doing it on purpose ignorantly.
All right. All right.
I'm saying that he
No, I got
heard.
you, yeah, yeah.
I'm saying he heard a false story. And he repeated it as if it was true because he was
All right.
ignorant of what was actually in the real scriptures.
Okay.
In that position,
All right, life. I have a question.
5 seconds. I
On-
promise.
on-
I promise.
on
5
that point,
seconds.
no, brother.
No. Wait.
I just have a. It's
But
on
Dean-
topic.
I misheard stories, so that's why he got it wrong. But he is also getting messages from Allah. You'd think if that was true, Allah would have told him the correct story first.
I'm
I
gonna
promise.
let you speak.
I
And-
promise.
I'm gonna let you speak.
But I gotta
Life, I'm gonna
conclude.
speak.
5
It's just a
seconds.
quick question.
I just need
Just a
5
quick question.
5
Add that
seconds.
to- You can add that to your answer.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
get
just gonna ask you a
jumbled
question.
up.
It's
Contradiction
not gonna be jumbled up. It's on the
after
same topic. Do
contradiction.
you have any evidence?
And
whether it be
all
manuscript,
they can say
manuscript,
is like,
patristic
Muhammad
citation,
said so.
or
It's
a
like, but
heretic saying it,
he got
or
it
some
wrong.
other church
clearly
saying
here.
it? Do you have any evidence that the story in the Quran is found anywhere else outside of the Bible? Show me the evidence.
That's a problem for you. I don't have
No,
to.
that's a problem for you because you're saying it's not from Luke.
I actually wait. What's not from Luke? I'm confused. What are we talking about? I might have got mixed up.
It's either he's editing Luke or he's getting a conspiracy oral tradition. I'm telling you, him editing Luke is more likely.
okay.
editing
So
Luke.
you're asking me if you're saying what evidence outside do we have of
Because
the
God's word
story
who
of
didn't need
3
to be
days and 3 nights,
corrupted.
and
It's
where did he hear it
uncorruptible.
from?
Needed to be
Yeah.
edited.
The argument is that he's hearing stories. He's hearing all different types of things. I just like I didn't ask you who specifically he heard the story from. The point stands. If he's not talking to God, well, then no random person would just randomly say something that differs from a biblical passage that already existed, but aligns with what the story in the narrative that was out there.
Well,
He had to have
what if he believes? What if he believes he has the authority to make his own narrative because he's getting revelation from
that,
God?
well, see that here, but that cooks you because you have to put God back into the position in order to say I'm right.
No. No. All it takes here is that your
You're
hypothesis
trying to
only,
clear up
your
everything
hypothesis
with,
only has to change. Wait, life. Listen,
You're trying to
your
hear. You're
hypothesis-
trying to clear up
it
everything.
only-
with,
it only
I'm
needs to
hearing from
change-
God.
brother.
With he's hearing from God.
Trust me, I'm tracking everything you're saying. Now here, when it comes to the Prophet Muhammad, all you need to say
if
is
you got to go
is-
back
is-
and put
you-
God
you-
back
you
into
don't-
the
you- no. I
Dean,
know what
if
you're
you have
saying,
to
bro.
go and put
I'm
God
not begging the
back into
question.
the-
Listen.
Dean,
All it needs
if
to
you
be
have to
is
put God
you need
back
to
into
pause
the
it, brother. I know what you're saying.
well,
in
then
the
don't
seventh
well then
century,
don't
all-
put
all-
Allah
all you
back
need to
into
say-
the argument.
Brother, I'm not adding him back to the equation.
You
All it
just
needs to be
did.
is, in life, all you need to posit is you don't have to say he's getting it from God. You just have to say he
No,
thinks
I
he's
I
getting it.
don't, but you don't
That
either in
life,
this conversation.
thinks
listen
he's-
to what I'm saying. All you need to posit
Yeah,
now
let
is
him cook
he
himself.
thinks he's getting it from God, and therefore he edits as he pleases. That is still a naturalistic explanation where you don't actually believe he's getting it from God. Now, that is a better naturalistic explanation than saying he's getting it from conspiracy oral traditions. I'm helping you out here, bro.
No, you're not helping me out. You're making it worse because
You
now
are
I gotta
making
go
it
back.
I'm going to give you the
worse.
same
I
now,
have
but
to go-
I'll let you reply. Then I'm going to show you why
Dean,
the
I gotta
Quranic
get-
account is
I
more
got-
historical.
Dean,
I'm going to show you that Quranic account is more historical once you're done. Go ahead.
of
reply.
Luke is more historical. That's insane because there's
Yeah,
literally
the
no.
Quran is more
evidence.
historical than the Gospel of Luke.
There's
narrative.
literally
Yeah,
no.
go ahead.
What?
Sure, you could do that. We'll see. Now, here's the
Takia.
thing, bro. My position of him hearing a false story or hearing something that someone said about a biblical passage and retelling that false narrative or mishearing something while he's out at travels and then going back and retelling the story inaccurately stands because it's more stronger to say that that is the case other than someone sat next to him, read a book and told him about it. And then he went back and literally jumbled it all up. That makes it even worse. That shows that his memory wasn't spotty. That shows that this guy did not know what he was talking about, and he was ignorant when it came down to retelling stories that he literally heard from the exact
Mikey, you have
book.
TikTok?
Now, the reason why my position stands is because he's ignorant of the scriptures. If he can't read the scriptures, someone has to tell him what was said in the scriptures before. So whether he's, like I said, someone told him, right? Or he heard it in passing.
Okay.
My position would stand
You
way
gotta help me
stronger
out
than
with that. I
saying
don't
that
know
he
the
sat
first
next
thing
to
about it.
somebody and read it. And on the basis of Luke, it existed prior to him being born. The story was already being told.
I got you. It's more historical. I got you. Okay, let me reply. Now. All right.
Exactly.
So look. All right. Point
And
is,
then there was another point,
that-
and I forgot it.
All
That's
right.
why I was saying you should just let me speak because I forgot.
that's all good, bro. I'll
what I
let you
was
go
saying.
for a minute. You got everything off your chest. All
But
good.
because
Go
you
on.
did that jump in, I forgot the
Life,
very, a
you
very
jump
crucial
you
point.
jump in at times, and I have to
Yeah,
forget.
No, I
Please,
get
please.
it. But if
It's
you're
back
saying,
and
but
forth.
I get it. But if you're
I'm
saying
off tomorrow,
5 seconds
so
or because it's a
anytime.
necessity to be added into that last point,
You can ask me questions likewise, bro. It's fine.
it
We're
would have
going
been
back and
better
forth.
to just let me say that because I forgot what I wanted to say, bro.
It's fine, bro. I forgot stuff too because you interrupted. It's fine. All right, look. Now, when it comes to these sort of claim that you're making, it's two sections. One is you don't think he's taking it from Luke. I'm just going to say it's conspiracy oral tradition, so I think it's very unlikely. And he's not jumbling it up because
I
it's
actually
consistent.
remember it now.
And it's consistent. John the Baptist and Zechariah are depicted as elevated people without the sins and without these denigrated depictions. Now, I just have a simple question before I bring the evidence that the Quran is more historical here. Do you believe the Gospel of Luke depicts John the Baptist and his family in a denigrated form?
What?
I can ask you a question.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Oh,
The question is,
Ooh, that's what where
do you
guys
believe
at
that the
now? You
Gospel
guys
of Luke depicts John the
still, like,
Baptist
in the
and
Irvine
Zechariah
area?
in a denigrated fashion?
In a denigrated
Yeah, right.
fashion.
It's probably like
I
a
don't know. I'm not
5 hour
familiar how to
drive for
answer
you?
that question.
Like in a lesser, there's a contrast between Jesus and John the Baptist, where John the Baptist is lesser.
You'd
Is,
have
is
to-
that going on?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now the point, because obviously both miraculous births in Luke. There's the more miraculous case with Mary with her birth, and in I think John the Baptist's mother. I think maybe Hannah or something.
Shift
How does this prove
and some
your
overtime.
narrative of 3 nights?
It's more
is
historical.
more
I'll get there.
historical?
I'll get there because it's
It
more
seems
historical.
like you're gonna bring up.
No,
Other, you seem like you're gonna bring
I'm
up
not going.
passages
I'm not going there,
other
bro.
than.
I'm not. I just want to
actual
establish
verse.
this point that he's more denigrated in the Gospel of Luke in this nativity narrative than in the Quran. The Quran actually gets us more right because look at this. In this academic source, Marcus
Brother,
T. Wald,
the
a commentary on
nativity,
Q.
Dean,
Just let me finish, brother. Let me finish.
If you're
Let me make.
gonna
You
do
you
this,
really
bro,
need me
this
to, brother. I'm gonna
Dean,
drop
this
you.
is
So let me finish
this is
because
dishonesty at its
you're breaking my
core.
flow. You're breaking my flow. Just stop
Dean,
interrupting.
the nativity has nothing to
All right,
do.
I
Oh
know.
my gosh, bro.
Don't break my flow. Marcus T. Wald, the saying source of commentary on Q. You can take notes and you respond because I didn't interrupt you when you were speaking. You can replay to see that.
This
Now,
is why I prefer.
John the Baptist is depicted
Let me just pause this. This is okay, kind of why I don't like these
in
these
a non-denigrated
debates, because they can
theory
just
on
say
Q, the earliest gospel.
nonsense,
common material between Matthew and Luke.
unfiltered.
This makes it clear that the beginning with John
There's
the Baptist
nothing
actually
to
is a
do with-
beginning with Jesus. The Baptist points to Jesus, the coming one. The composition of cycle 1 points to its center. The programmatic address of Jesus. Nevertheless, Q lacks the denigrating depiction of the Baptist as found in the later Gospels, like in Luke. For example, in the Gospel of Luke, the announcement of God's reign starts only with Jesus and not with John. And for Matthew, John is but a mere precursor, as Matthew 3 makes clear. In contrast to these conceptions, for Q, so this is saying from Q, John is more than a prophet. He is more than a prophet. For Q, the turning point of the aeons has already arrived with John announcing his baptism. Accordingly, John and Jesus are both depicted as children of wisdom. Apart from Jesus, the Baptist is the only active character in Q introduced by
Yeah,
name.
literally
Nevertheless,
nothing to do
after
with
narrative
Luke 1.
cycle, John is not mentioned in Q. Here we can see Q's bridging function between the memory of the historical Jesus, who was a disciple of the Baptist, and the Christological centrism of later Gospels. So to summarize, I'll let you respond. The point is that in the earliest source of Jesus' sayings and of John the Baptist's life in Q, dated around 50 AD by scholars, John the Baptist isn't denigrated. The Quran's conception is there, showing that this is a proof for Islam now. Thank you. You just showed us that the Quran gets John the Baptist and Jesus better.
Okay. I got 2 questions. What is Q?
Q is the earliest gospel of the common material that's between Luke and Matthew. The majority of scholars agree today it exists.
Does it exist?
Yeah, majority of scholars agree it exists.
Physically, does it exist?
Does your conspiracy oral tradition physically exist?
I'm asking a very simple question, Dean. Physically, does Q exist?
Yeah, it exists within Matthew and Luke. Yeah, the common
Okay,
material.
so is it a
So-
hypothetical theory?
Yes.
It's a hypothetical document posited out of necessity,
I didn't ask you that.
as said by John Kloppenberg.
I didn't ask you that. Do the scholars agree that it's a hypothetical theory?
It's a hypothetical theory that's needed for it to make sense between all the data of the Gospels. Yeah,
Okay, so Q is a hypothetical theory. Therefore, how could it exist?
that's
physically?
needed. A hypothetical theory that's needed.
How could this
My-
hypothetical theory exist physically?
My fake script is more proof than
Because
your written one.
To best explain the data
Do you-
between
like,
Matthew and Luke,
you
Q
see-
is posited. It makes the best sense of it.
Yes, because it's a hypothetical theory, which means that it's
That is
created to
needed.
justify.
Think, oh, Mikey, man, I think you might be ready. I think we might have gone over enough, Mikey. Man, Mikey, you might just go out there and just Holy Ghost.
Brother, can you say it's a hypothetical theory that's needed according to these scholars?
No. It's
a lot of this
hypothetical
philosophy
theory, which means
stuff
that
is
it
just
hasn't been
lost
proven to
on
be
me.
true.
Like,
That's why it's
hypothetical-
theoretical. Do you know what theoretical
Shut your
means?
mouth.
Oh my
Do you know
gosh,
what something
brother.
being
They
theoretical?
lose me with a lot of this
Dean, do
philosophy
you know what it
stuff.
means
Yeah.
to be theoretical? Do we have to pull up the definition right now?
Yeah. Just because something's a theory,
That's
it doesn't
like
mean
one
that
area
it
where
isn't proven. For
I am
example,
just
do you believe in
weak.
gravity?
Brother, if it's a
You believe in gravity?
it's a
Do you believe in gravity?
hypothetical theory.
Gravity's a theory. You know that, right?
It's a hypothetical theory. Do you agree?
Yeah.
But
It's a
gravity is
hypothetical theory,
proven.
right,
It's
Dean?
okay. I'm gonna repeat it for the third time.
Which means
It's a,
that the gospel
it's a
of Q
hypothetical. But you asked
does
me a question.
not
one second.
exist.
It's no. It's hypothetical,
All right, bro.
posited out of necessity.
Okay.
The scholars say it's posited out of necessity to make best
Okay.
sense of Matthew and Luke. Okay, if Q doesn't exist, how do you explain the common material? Go ahead. Explain it to
Okay,
me.
let me read this to you, and then we can go back because you're running away from the conscious edit.
I'm
One,
not. I just
you
proved to
didn't
you it's
even-
more historical. I'm
No,
not
you-
running, bro.
you-
Bro, don't
You
shoot this
talked
narrative. I
about-
just gave you a historical account.
Dean, you talked about a depiction of John, not whether the story of Zechariah being able to speak for 3 nights compared to the entire term of the
Scientific
pregnancy
definition of
being
theory does not
historical.
equal the layman
You
term
went
of
and
theory.
showed how there's some sort of talks about John elsewhere compared to the Quran. That did not clear up Zechariah not being able to speak for 3 nights in your Quran being more historical. You
It did.
jumped to something completely different. Now, let me read this to you. The Gospel of Q is not a physical document that was discovered. So let me hear you say it's a physical document again.
It is a document that we know exists because of the common material between Matthew and Luke.
Is
However,
this
we don't have a
real
physical
life?
copy today.
The existence
That-
is theoretical.
That's but brother,
correct.
do majority of scholars accept it?
I don't care about that. The existence, dude, the existence is theoretical. Correct?
But I know the evidence. Okay, give
It
me
doesn't
evidence
matter
why
how
it
many
doesn't exist.
doofuses
Tell me
agree.
The scholars say it doesn't exist. I just read it to you.
Which one?
It's a,
Where?
dude. It's a dude. What do you mean? It's a
Just because it's hypothetical, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. What are you talking about?
Dean,
What?
Dean, please do
What are you talking about?
please do
What?
not be dishonest with your audience, bro.
Life.
It's
Just because something's hypothetical doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Dude, it's a consensus that the Gospel of Q is a hypothetical theory amongst scholarly research. Now let's go back to Luke and Zechariah in your Quran, and which one of the stories is actually more historical instead of dealing with a physical document that was never found, as we literally just talked about.
No, the scholars believe it exists. You're equivocating. Just because they say it's a hypothetical doesn't mean they don't believe it exists.
Just because they
You
believe
claimed it was a physical document,
and it
but
doesn't
I just
exist.
showed you that no physical document of Q was
You
ever
don't have
discovered.
to find it to know. Okay, let me put it this way. Yeah, if you have a crime scene and
So
you
we
hypothesize
don't
in
have
this
to
hypothetical
find
scenario,
the
when I see this
leprechaun
crime scene,
to
what's actually
know
happened here is this guy's
that
grabbed a hammer and hit him on the
the
back of the head.
leprechaun
That's a hypothetical
exists,
situation.
and he
that's
was riding a
occurred.
unicorn
We can't see that tangibly.
through the
That doesn't
hundreds
mean
of
that it didn't.
years.
That doesn't mean that it didn't really happen.
Yeah,
Now, if
so
someone
you're- so you're
comes
taking-
up, wait,
so
let me finish. Let me finish.
You're
let me
taking
finish.
the position
So,
and you're blowing it
so
out
it's
of
the same.
proportion.
So it's the same way. Just because you can't see it tangibly, it doesn't mean that that didn't really happen. In the same way, just because you can't see tangibly Q, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Now, John Kloppenberg in his work, Q, the Earliest Gospel, he says that Q is posited out of logical necessity. Do you agree with John Kloppenberg when he says Q is posited out of logical necessity?
Okay, thank you. So if Q was posited out of logical necessity and you're willing to
I
use
believe I'm a
Q,
billionaire,
then
so
I
it's
am
a fact.
positing out of
Doesn't matter that
logical
my bank
necessity
account
that
for
Muhammad
that
heard
money
the
is-
wrong story and retold it.
Bank account
Where's
is-
your evidence?
that's
My
hypoth- that's-
evidence
that's
thank you.
is the
hypothetical.
common
Thank you.
material.
Now,
My
thank
hypothetical
you. Now
theory
evidence-
is that
now
I
evidence.
have
hold
$4
on.
billion
Now all of a
in my
sudden evidence
checkings.
matters. So when I'm
Yeah,
asking you for
but-
evidence,
doesn't
hold on,
matter.
hold on. So
It's just
notice how when I'm
I
hypothetical
can give you
theory.
evidence why Q exists. You wanna
notice,
give- you wanna give it?
notice how when I'm asking you for evidence
Unreal.
of Q,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You're not able to give it to me because the people who coined it, the scholars who coined it,
Cooking this guy.
Yeah.
it literally admits that it's a hypothetical theory. And they
Out of
recon-
necessity,
they
yeah, that they pause
reconstruct-
out of
they
necessity, yeah.
reconstructed it for answers that they are looking for. Now, the problem that you're having, Dean, is that you are being what is it called? A hypocrite when you're wanting to use Q and saying that it's a logical necessity, but then when I use my theory as a logical necessity, you're saying, "Oh, no, this doesn't work."
The difference is your one isn't actually out of necessity because you don't have good reasons to believe it. There's
You
no
don't-
good reasons.
You don't have a rebuttal.
There's no. Look, I'll tell you why.
Your only rebuttal is Allah.
Q exists. Life. The Q exists because the common material between Matthew and Luke are verbatim the same a lot of the time. The only thing that explains this is either Luke copied from Matthew, Matthew copied from Luke, or Matthew and Luke copied from Q.
Yeah, but Dean, your only rebuttal is Allah.
Most scholars say that Matthew and Luke copied from Q. Now, this earliest source shows us a early historical memory where John the Baptist isn't denigrated.
Lying
Therefore,
his
there's,
butt
I
off.
have justification to say that Luke is doing propaganda against John the Baptist family to elevate Jesus.
Okay.
It's so simple.
Dean,
Wow.
notice how your only justification for what I'm posing is Allah. And that's why I want to go.
What?
That,
I
bro, because we're
Is
going to
Q-
go.
is
That's
Q
like-
Allah for you?
I'm not
I
about
wasn't
to,
even gonna say
Q
it,
doesn't,
Mikey, but
Q
I'm just
doesn't
like,
exist.
they
I'm not
were-
going to debate
they were
you about a
eye-
hypothetical theory. I
Matthew,
want to
Mark,
talk about
Luke,
the text.
these are eyewitness
You went to
accounts.
something that doesn't
So if
exist,
they're
and you
all
said that it's
seeing
physical.
the same thing.
You're lying.
they're-
Just because it's hypothetical doesn't mean it
Just
doesn't
be-
exist, dude.
dude,
What?
Oh my
are you-
God.
If
dude.
something's hypothetical, does that mean it doesn't exist?
Bro, their hypothetical theory was documented on paper. Yes.
Doesn't
But
doesn't
it
mean
was-
doesn't
their-
exist.
Their hypothetical, dude, the actual Q
Yeah.
that they're claiming existed does not exist. There's
do you
no
know?
evidence of that.
No, I'll give you the evidence.
What
that
we
existed.
have evidence is of their theory that was documented using the gospel authors and what they align with.
Okay, you can't. Okay, look. If you're gonna say
So-
Q doesn't exist, and there's a different hypothesis,
Oh my gosh.
you need to give a different hypothesis that better explains the data. So if Q doesn't exist, is Luke copying from Matthew or Matthew copying from Luke? Those are the only two other positions, basically.
Yeah, according to you, those are the only two positions, but you're not going to sidetrack out of Luke and Zechariah. And
Brother, you
Uriah.
can't just tell me Q doesn't exist and not give me an alternative.
What the
What?
scholars say it doesn't exist. What do you
Who?
mean?
Who?
Dude, The
Grab him by his
I'm gonna say this
tail.
one last
Just
time.
because they
And
say
get
it's
back
to
hypothetical
the-
doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, dude.
Okay,
Why-
I'm gonna
how are you not
okay.
understanding
Watch
this?
this. I'm gonna read you something.
Yeah. Read it.
I'm
go
gonna,
ahead.
I'm gonna read you something, bro. Go watch this.
You gotta have
Go on.
such patience, man.
Okay.
Such patience.
The Gospel of Q is not a physical document that was discovered, but a hypothetical text reconstructed by scholars. It is a scholarly theory used to explain the similarities between the Gospels of Matthew and Luke that does not appear in the Gospel of Mark. Anybody can do this. Anybody can do this, bro. I could have done this myself. And I could have came up with some sort of hypothetical theory, theorizing how this came to
Exactly.
be. And then I would put these two, I would put these two, what they have, the similarities together, create that
Yep.
document and say, this is, Q. And among scholars, we can discuss and talk and put the research out. And there would be my
Well, Matthew was one of the
Gospel
12
Q theory
disciples,
out there in
correct?
the
Luke
world.
came after
I'm not
and
here
interviewed
to
multiple
talk about
eyewitnesses.
that
Not hard to
because
explain.
I'm not
His
here
fake
to
document
discuss
is garbage, trying
hypothetical
to sting
theoretical
nonsense
texts
along.
with you. I'm actually
Exactly,
here
man.
to talk about Matthew, Mark,
it's
Luke,
lies.
and John.
Brother,
Not-
brother,
not-
your whole claim is that the oral tradition is a hypothetical. What? Your whole thing is that the oral tradition is hypothetical.
I
We don't have
never
a
said
physical.
the oral tradition is hypothetical. What are you talking about?
They
bro?
just
Dean,
Do you
lie.
have okay? Do you have it tangibly with
Oh,
you?
Dean,
man.
this is.
Do you have it tangibly with you?
You're failing, dude.
Do you have it tangibly with you? The oral
Dean,
tradition. that
Dean,
you're
you're
talking about?
failing. You're failing, bro.
Is the oral tradition that talks about John the
Dean,
Baptist
you're
and
failing.
Zechariah? Do you have it with you?
Dean, you're
tangibly?
failing.
Do you have it?
I deal with
Do you have
documented. I deal with documented scripture, not oral.
Okay, where's the documented scripture that John the
I
Baptist
deal with
and
documented
Zechariah
scripture.
were highly elevated? So show me.
Oh my gosh, bro. Did you not just say it? Did you not just say it? Did you not just say it?
Okay, you quoted a scholar. I'm going to quote a scholar here. Scholars did not invent Q out of a fascination for mysterious or lost documents.
Oh my god.
Q is posited from logical necessity. So
Congratulations.
so what the point is that scholars posit this because
Oh my
it best
goodness.
explains the data. Nothing else explains it better. So which
Scholars.
hypothesis explains the data better between Matthew and Luke, the common material, rather than Q? What better explains it? Go ahead.
Brother, I'm not here to talk about a hypothetical theory. How many times do I have
You
to
have to.
explain that
You
to
have to because I'm saying it's historical, and if it's
Brother,
historical,
I'm not
then I
about
have
to go.
justification.
I'm not about to go back and forth about someone else's hypothetical theory that you wouldn't even accept in accordance with Islam. If I go into Q right
What do you mean?
now, I could use Q to debunk Islam as well. And then you're just gonna say he's consciously editing Q as well too. The problem that you're having is that you
No,
don't really-
nothing in Q contradicts with Islam.
Sure.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
So when Jesus is referred to as the Son of God and refers to the Father, I guess that doesn't.
That's fine.
I guess that
That's
doesn't.
fine.
That's fine.
Where,
Call
where,
Allah
where
your
in the
father.
where in the Quran?
Okay,
Hadith,
call
wait,
your
we can talk-
okay,
we can
call
talk about
Allah
that.
your father and call Jesus the
Wait,
Son of God right now.
Where in the Quran
Do
or
it.
the Hadith
Call
says
Allah
Do it.
your father and call Jesus
No,
the Son of God.
because
right
you're
now.
strawmanning my position. My position is
No.
that in the past it was allowed, possibly, for
So there's
prophets
a
to call
small
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala
perceived
father.
gap
There's no
in
evidence in the Quran and
historical
Sunnah to
account, so I
conflict
have
with
to
that.
create a
Can you give me a
hypothetical
source to
theory of
conflict
what
with that from
happened
the
in
Quran and
those
Sunnah?
10
Yeah,
minutes we
nowhere
don't
does it ever
know
say
about.
that your God allowed Jesus to ever be called the Son of Him.
Nowhere does it contradict it either.
It
So it's
does
possible.
because it does. He
Where?
says that he has no
Where?
sons.
Show me. Show me.
Your
show your screen.
Quran says that he
Show
has
me.
no
Show me.
sons.
Show your
bro.
screen.
What do you
Show your
mean?
screen. Show me.
What do you
Show me, show your
mean?
screen.
Brother Dean,
I'll wait.
stop wasting my time.
I'll wait.
Man. I'm not
I
about
wanna
to
see the
play- I'm not
source.
finna play games with
You
you.
made
Allah
you
has
made a claim.
sons.
I want to see
Allah
the
has a
source.
son.
Where does he say you can't call Allah your father, or Allah can't call you his son in any context
No,
where
no,
it's
I'm asking
metaphorical?
you, does Allah have a son named Jesus?
It's possible in the past
Does
that
it? No,
he was
according
termed
to the
he was
Quran.
termed the son of God in the same. Wait, let me
According
finish
to
my
the
answer.
Quran, does Allah
Let-
have a
let me-
father?
let me finish
does
my
Allah
answer
have a son
live.
named Jesus?
Life. There is nothing in the Quran and Sunnah that contradicts the idea that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala
Bro, you about to
called
make me
Jesus the
waste
son
my
of God.
time. You about to make me
In
waste my
the
time
same
and get a
sense,
Quran verse,
let me
bro.
finish, brother. Let me finish. In the same sense, in Psalm 2:7, where David is called the son of God as the Davidic messianic king. In that sense, there's nothing that contradicts Islam with that. No.
This guy's
Does Allah have
lying.
a son named Jesus? Is what I'm asking.
In a metaphorical sense, it's possible that he was termed
No.
God,
I
yeah.
didn't
No,
ask you if it's
no.
possible. Does he?
False. Hang
And the
on.
meaning of son, as in servant,
I have the
in this
reference,
metaphorical
hang on.
way, yes.
Okay. So
have the reference, hang on.
Al-Baqarah 116
Yep.
says, they say Allah has taken a son. Exalted is he,
That's one of 'em.
rather to him belongs whatever is in the heavens and the earths. All are devoutly obedient to him.
Okay. But so
So does
Is
this?
that
So
all?
so
Yeah,
so
go ahead,
wait,
yeah.
So what is it? So
Thank
is
you.
is
Yeah.
he not saying in that verse that he doesn't have a son?
Okay. They say Allah has offspring. Who's they?
Brother, it doesn't matter. Does Allah have
Who's
a
they?
son?
Yes, it does matter.
Does your
Who's
God have a
they?
does your God
Can
have
your
a son
God have a
named
son?
does your God
Here.
have a son named Jesus?
We use Ibn Kathir. Here, I'll help you out. Here,
Lord
we
have mercy.
Ibn Kathir can help you out. Okay. They say Allah has offspring. Indeed, you have brought
He has
forth a terrible evil
daughters.
thing, whereby the heavens and earth are almost torn.
Which is a
That they
contradiction.
ascribe a son to most gracious, but not suitable for him, that Allah should beget a son. There is none in the heavens and earth, but comes unto the
Watch
most gracious
this.
as
Watch
a
this.
servant.
Right there.
Verily,
Watch
But it
this.
is
verily
not
he knows
suitable.
each one of them and has consulted them in full
But
counting.
it is
Okay.
not suitable. Hold on. But it
Yeah,
is not
yeah.
suitable that the
Yes.
most gracious that he should beget a son.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
does he have a son, a begotten son named
We're,
Jesus?
we're gonna get there.
Does
okay?
he have a begotten son
Or-
named Jesus?
Brother,
We can go to
According to
chapter
the
9,
biblical
verse
Brother,
30.
authors, he
we're
does.
getting there. We need to read. I'm giving you the context before
This is
I give you the
embarrassing.
response. The context for this verse, as reported from this hadith, the son of Adam has denied me. That is not his right. He has insulted me, and that is not his right. As for the denial of me, he claimed that I'm unable to bring him back as he used to be. As for insulting me, he claimed that I have a son. All praise is due to me. It is unbefitting that I should have a wife or a
Hang
son.
on. Watch
Is
this.
this in the sense of
I'm going to pause it. I'm going to pause it real quick just so I can show you this. Chapter 9, verse 30 of the Quran. The Jews say Ezra is the son of Allah. That's actually Isa, Jesus. Jesus is the son of Allah. Or the Jews say, no. Forgive me. The Jews say Ezra is the son of Allah, while the Christians say the Messiah is the son of Allah. Such are their baseless assertions, only parroting the words of earlier disbelievers. May Allah condemn them. How can they be deluded? So according to this, the Jews say Ezra is the son of Allah, while the Christians say the Messiah, Jesus, is the son of Allah. They are baseless in their assertions, parroting words of disbelievers. So you're a disbeliever, according to chapter 9, verse 30. You are a disbeliever for saying that Jesus is the son of Allah. But we just hear this Muslim here lying his butt off.
Doesn't matter in a sense.
Is that yes? It doesn't matter
Okay,
because
so
Yeah.
is Jesus metaphorically the son of
in
God?
this yes,
son
as
of
I'm going to
Allah.
get to now.
No,
every
according to
single time.
Islam, is
Yes,
Jesus
in
metaphorically
the
the
past,
son of Allah?
yes, brother.
No, not in
I'm
the
giving- I'm
past.
giving you the
It
response.
doesn't just stop.
In the meaning of son of God, if you mean in the servant sense, yes, that's fine.
Is Jesus
In the
metaphorically
servant
the begotten
sense.
son of Allah, bro?
So now we don't know what a son
In
is.
this
According to the
metaphorical
biblical
sense of
authors.
servitude, yes, that's fine.
Yes, no, Quranic.
Yes.
Servitude.
So yes,
Yes,
hear
Quranically,
this
Quran,
nonsense?
brother. What do you
Wow.
mean by begotten son of God when you say it? Tell me.
wow, Quranically, Jesus is the begotten, metaphorically the begotten son
Yeah,
son of
the
Allah.
same way that David is the begotten son of God in the metaphorical way. Yeah.
What?
Allah. I'm talking about Allah. We're not talking
Yeah,
about the Bible right
yeah,
now. Quranic
Yeah,
theology.
God. Yeah, Quranically, there's no issue in saying that Allah has a metaphorical son.
No, I
if
don't.
you
I don't. I
intend
don't.
that
I don't care about. There's no
Metaphorical.
issue with saying is he, because the Bible says
You
clearly
can't
he
say
is.
he
I
can.
don't
What
he
do
can
you,
be
what do you mean by
metaphorical.
what do you mean by begotten?
I mean what you mean. Metaphorically begotten.
Servitude, yes, servitude. That's fine.
Not
yeah.
servitude. Metaphorically begotten son.
Yeah,
You see how you don't know? So let's stop
brother,
playing around
brother,
with you.
you're
So
doing
let's-
this game of
let's-
no,
Let's stop
brother,
playing
you're
with
doing
Q. Let's
life.
stop
You're
playing with
doing-
Q
you're
because you
doing
don't
this
even
game.
agree with Q.
life. You're
Even
doing
in-
this game.
You don't even
of-
agree with Q.
Let's fast forward.
Hold on. Am I asking you about something that was possibly able to be used in the past?
I'm telling you the meaning. I'm telling you the meaning matches the terms.
Am I asking you
Brother.
about something that was possibly able to be used in the past, or
If
am I
you're
asking does your God have?
if
he
your
doesn't
term
just
means what
become-
I'm saying,
No, he isn't
Yeah.
just metaphorically. I'm
Yeah.
giving your position, what you're trying
Yep.
to do. He isn't
Yep.
metaphorically the begotten son of Allah,
literal, then no,
and
that's
then
not
no
possible.
longer metaphorically the begotten son of Allah anymore.
Say it one more time.
He doesn't stop being, even from your terms, metaphorically the begotten son of Allah. He doesn't stop being that.
No, agreed. It just the title stopped being used.
So
yeah.
is Jesus okay? So is Jesus still the metaphorical begotten son of Allah?
And what do you mean by that?
All right.
What do you mean
All right.
by?
All right, so
all right.
Luke was read.
Oh, no. You can stay there for a second. I'm gonna give you a Bible verse right now.
Bro, yeah. All right, I'm gone, bro.
Because I know you're gonna interrupt when I bring it up.
I'm going, bro.
That's crazy.
I'm going, y'all. Y'all see this dude, Dean?
Wow.
Let me see if I can get my camera on here real quick.
Wow.
Yes, I can. Thank you. Hey guys, y'all can see straight up Dean is he got caught in his foot tracks and he had to literally kick me down. Now, granted, he was gonna bring me back up, but this is a total embarrassment. He was gonna bring me back up after kicking me for no reason. You guys saw that last point. Kicked me for no reason. He wants to play games with begotten son and what that means. And soon as I went to Luke was read to Muhammad. Soon as I went back to that point, because I was about to cook him, he posed another theory for the conscious edit argument. Luke could
metaphorical
have
sons, hypothetical documents.
possibly
read
Muslims
and libs
Luke
can't tell us
to
what a woman
Muhammad.
is. I'm telling you, man.
And then Muhammad
it's the same
went and
spirit.
changed what
Same
he heard
spirit.
from what they read out of the scriptures. I told him on the authority of who? He said, well, that's where he got stuck. But then you got to bring Allah in there. Once you bring Allah in there, you're stuck. Now you're saying that Allah has to save the day, and I can just say he was talking to God, therefore he changed it. But wait a minute. So you're telling me he heard something from somebody who was reading something from Luke. Then here comes Allah with a revelation, and he's sitting there next to the person, or a couple of days later. No. Before you retell it this way. When did this happen? When did this take place? I mean, we don't need to know that, but if we ask some of these thought-provoking questions, we would realize that theory is absolutely insane. Because then we'd have to go with that theory for almost every other passage that he repeats in the Quran that literally destroys Islam. So I don't know what Dean was on. I don't think Dean was on his game today. He went to Q. Q's a hypothetical theory that does not exist. If we look up what the word theory means, we can understand that he's literally dealing with something that's theoretical, that people are assuming, that people are coming up with. And just because someone tries to make an argument that it's not theoretical and it was an actual physical text that these authors copied from, does not make it true. Therefore, we have to come to the logical conclusion that the documents that they do have are valid as so.
Right.
Unless you want to go with something that doesn't exist, then that's fine. But once again, you're destroying Islam because now you're still going along with things that we have no actual real evidence and physical evidence of. Unlike Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, where we can pull out a book and actually read it and discuss what everyone's talking about.
Right,
Notice how Muslims always want to go oral. Okay. They always want to talk about something oral because they don't want to be held to a specific text. When you
Yep. And we see this time and time and time again with the different debates that we've watched. And even as we interject and just even come with different verses, like, we could have went to so many different ways where Allah couldn't be a father or having any sons. And then, we can go right to their own scriptures. It proves itself false in so many different instances. Or even in chapter 9, verse 30, like we read, you're a disbeliever for saying that Jesus is the Son of God. Chapter 19, verse 93, you can only come to Allah as a slave. No, he has no children. So, it's not hard debunking it, especially once you learn more and more about it. We're gonna wrap up with I think hour and a half is good enough.
was getting destroyed, bro.
I'll let him. We'll wrap up with his reaction.
He should have never brought up Q. And you see, this is the reason why it's very beneficial, guys, to study these sources that they pull up.
Because I didn't know much about Q. I didn't know anything about Q.
He didn't know that I knew that in the Gospel of Q, it still says Jesus is the Son of God and Jesus has a father. Therefore, if you go with the Gospel of Q,
it's still Islam is still false. Cooked. Right.
you're still going to get cooked. Now, guys, the live the link is in the chat for Muslims to join. Muslims, you want to come debate the Islamic dilemma? You want to debate conscious edits if you feel Dean didn't do good? I saw some of the Muslims in the chat. Feel free to come on up. And then I got another app over here that I'll pull up. You Mingle. I don't know if it's gonna let me use my camera on this. Oh, it is. It's actually letting me use my camera on this app too. So I can actually duo set up my camera. We can go on You Mingle and find some Muslims to talk to too. We chilling tonight, y'all. Let's keep it going.
Huh? Maybe I need a You Mingle account.
Let's keep it going.
But I'm
Because
going to
see,
maybe we'll do this tomorrow. We got to look into that, Mikey. We got to look into that. You Mingle and TikTok, and see if we can get some discussions going. I'm interested to see how we fare. I am interested to see how we fare. Because I got a treasure trove of information on my desk. A treasure trove. You got in Sahih Muslim 2644 about the sperm living 45 days in the woman. Chapter 7, verse 150, verse 157. Jesus is in the Old and New Testament according to the Torah and the Injil of Muhammad's time, but they try and say that our scriptures were corrupted. I mean, it's so much. The more I listen to Muslims, the more I realize that they base their entire thoughts on warped definitions of words that aren't accepted definitions anywhere else in the world. Yep, they try and take, all these philosophical theories and debates, the fast talking, articulate ones, and they just throw out a bunch of nonsense. They just throw out a bunch of nonsense, and for people that really don't know any better, Christians that don't know about what they actually believe, they fall for it. That's why they say things like, we pray to the same God and this and that. It's to diffuse you, to get you to let your guard down so that they can come in with their lies. But the more and more we learn about this religion, the more it's easy to spot their lies and call it out. So if they try and say, such as the Injil being a metaphorical book given to Jesus, but they changed the definition of book to a revelation given by God. So why not just say revelation? And then after that, it's like you got to ask them, what was that? Okay, then what was that revelation? Or what was that book? And they don't know because nowhere in the Quran does it say what it was. Oh, definitely. You gotta have Minnesota winter style temperatures to say, when a fly lands in your soup, dip it in there twice because one wing has the disease but the other has the cure. Like, does that sound? That's mental illness. That's a mental illness. You have to be mentally ill to bathe in a pool of water with dead dogs and women's period blood. Right? You gotta be mentally ill to say that if you're proud of your lineage, go and bite the penis of your father. And we've shown all the references to this. Right? You have to just, be a fool if you try to say that your God said that whoever has an orgasm first, that's who your child will look like. They lie and say that it's the religion of peace, but we know that, Muslims killed Muhammad's family. They killed the caliphate. Aisha brought 10,000 people to kill Ali. Like it's name a Muslim country that's in peace right now. So, but that's why we're doing this, and I'm kind of excited to get into the arena and see how we do. I'm a little excited about that. Let's see how we can grow it. I definitely need to spruce up the YouTube, so I'll work on that tomorrow. And my buddy Zach, name a Muslim country that has ever been in an established time. It's never, and there's not one right now. They all hate each other. They all kill each other. Sunni kill Shia, Shia kill Sunni. All the other sects. Constant warmongering. They're killing the Druze. Just Muslims kill Muslims. Like if we let ISIS out, if we let all of the ISIS soldiers out right now, they would go and start killing all the Hezbollah. Like if we could literally, if Trump just let them all go, let all the ISIS soldiers out, they'd immediately go and start attacking all of Hezbollah. Immediately. They hate them more than they hate us. Starting with Muhammad and going to Saladin and throughout the time until today. Nothing but war and conquest. That's right. They try to say that Muhammad was the Holy Spirit, that Jesus, the comforter, that Jesus said, I'll send when he ascended to heaven. Did Muhammad bring comfort? That was a warlord, a thug, a pedophile, rapist. He brought no peace. He brought the sword. Matter of fact, let me show you. I mean, where is it? He said he spread Islam through terror. Let me show you.
Quran speak. We are looking at misunderstood Quranic verses, those verses that
Abdul, I have no time for your lies. Yes, give me the Al-Bukhari, the Sahih, where Muhammad says, I have been made victorious through terror. And then they try and put in brackets capture the, but made through terror. Which one is it? What? Give me the hadith number. Give me the hadith number. I think I probably have it in my notes, but here it is. Here it is. Here we go. It's an equivalent of saying Genghis Khan could be the prophet of God on the same pedestals of Muhammad. Exactly. They were warlords, and Genghis actually achieved things. So he has an argument. Exactly. But here we go. Oh, no, I got you. I have been sent with the shortest expressions, bearing the widest meanings, and I have been made victorious with terror. That cast in the hearts of the enemy is not in there. Made victorious with terror. Not through peace, not comfort, terror. And they can try and clean it up all they want. But it is what it is. It's authentic. It's an authentic hadith. So, oh, hey, Shy Bunny. I didn't even see it. Yeah, no, yeah, we're talking about God. We're talking about Islam. How long have you? How long? I hope I didn't leave you hanging. So So I'm just seeing this. But yeah, we're talking about God and we're talking about Islam and how Islam is false. And if anyone is up to try and prove us wrong, they can. But we're going into different texts. I know it's been a while since you've been here, but yeah, we've been going through their text and ours and making comparisons, seeing if we worship the same God like they say we do, or if Jesus was a Muslim like they say he was. And, proving it wrong. I don't know if you know much about Islam. That's a bit of what we've been going into. Oh, Shy Bunny's on Kick. Also, Shy Bunny, we're on YouTube now. Same. Let me give it to you. So I'm gonna put it in the chat, but I think it's in my little bio. But check us out on YouTube. Follow along with the conversation there as well. Give me a sub. If you could do both, Mikey. I mean, Quick Kick's been pretty quiet. I haven't seen Shy Bunny in a while. It's nice to see you again. But yeah. That's what we've been doing. If you have any questions about God or Islam, please feel free to ask. Because I think starting tomorrow, I'm going to be sprucing up some things, but I'm going to be going on to, what was that app name, Mikey? Maybe TikTok and then one other to see if we can actually get some Muslims to engage. So if you'd like to be a part of that, we'll be on about 8:30 tomorrow Pacific and get into that. See what kind of engagements we can get. Yeah, I have to run it back. It was like, oh man. I have to, oh, he might be, I think he's live on it. You mingle. Here. Let's see. He's actually getting in some active debates. Let me see. Let's see what he gets.
What's she doing?
Oh, okay. It's kind of like the monkey app.
What the?
See that? He getting ready to cuss. You see that?
It's kind of like the monkey app. So this is kind of dangerous.
Nah, you ain't. You sound like you playing with your nose.
This is kind of dangerous.
Assalamu alaikum.
You're Muslim?
Are you?
I see that. I see that hoodie. You're not. I ain't gonna lie. Shit is disgusting, bro. You know what you bought? How much did that cost?
Bro, I am God Logic. What you talking about?
I did not. That's not all black people look the same. Why are you being racist?
Brother,
me
and him started the God Logic channel. This is my clothing brand, dude.
You do have YouTube plaques. Hold up.
Because I'm God Logic. It's my channel too, bro.
Is it actually?
Yes. Go.
Don't go. Let me look it up. Don't go.
We're live right now on God Logic 2.0, bro.
Oh shit, yeah, I'm gonna have to dip, bro. No digital footprint for me, gang.
Bro, but you're on a literal like website that you have to have your camera on, and you're saying no digital footprint. Just debate me, bro. Prove why Islam is true.
He's like,
bro,
no.
if you did, Dean responds with, "Oh my god, he cooked you so bad." Bro.
I just cooked him today on the live, bro. I just cooked him today, dude.
See the delusions.
The live that you're looking at right now that you're on, I cooked Dean an hour ago on this live. So let me cook you, and then you can go back and watch how I cooked Dean.
Dude, he did you dirty. Oh my god, he did you so dirty, bro.
You didn't even watch it.
He did you dirty.
He didn't even watch it. He ain't even watch it trying to say Dean won.
What the?
He ain't even watch it trying to say. So I'm like,
oh, salami bacon.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Mingo, Mikey. I don't know about you, Mingo.
He ain't Muslim. Hey, I should hold a sign up, huh? Look, can we?
I don't know about you, Mingo.
Oh, look, there go bro again. Oh, that's a Muslima. She for sure ain't clicking. I need to put a sign on here that say debate Muslims. See, but I gotta look at Unk sitting up there with a Philly in his hand. You seen it?
I did, but
What
Gosh,
the?
bro, what is this? What are we doing?
hello.
Hey, it looked like PB and Rock.
Yeah, no. You Mingle is kind of, what was that? It's kind of like that monkey app. Yeah, no. God, what has happened to society? What is happening?
What's up, brother? You Muslim?
Nope, I'm free.
Oh, okay.
Well,
So
what-
you left Islam.
No, I was never part of this cult.
That's good. It is a cult, brother. I'm looking for Muslims to debate, brother. God bless you.
Wait, before you leave. Wanna join a Discord server?
No.
I'm not on Discord. I'm on YouTube.
Most people are on YouTube. Are you live now?
Yes.
I guess I'll catch you later. Oh
Yep.
no, give me your YouTube before I leave.
God Logic 2.0.
Right, I'll find you.
Say what's up, man.
God.
Hold on. Let me get my
Oh, okay. I guess.
Okay, here we go.
I guess he could set up. I don't know about you, Mingo, though.
I know they not spamming me. Okay, here we go.
I don't know.
All right, guys, we got clocked 3 times. Maybe I should take the hoodie off. Maybe I should take the hoodie off. Bro, why are my lips so dry? Like, I'm not gonna lie, this is like pissing me off. They dry, cracking.
All right, perfect, Mikey. Let me type in the chat so I can mod you.
This ain't it.
He's not getting any juice on you, Mingle. Okay. Do that real quick. There we go. What is your Miggity Mike 11? All right, gotcha. All right, cool. Perfect. Did he get somebody? No, he didn't. All right. I think we may call it here.
Somebody said no chapstick, drink water. You right.
2 places at once now. Nice. Yeah, water really does help the dryness. All right. Well, I'm glad I'm kind of looking at this you Mingle. I don't think it'll be too effective. It might be. It might be. It's definitely a risk. Definitely a risk. But all right, I think we covered a lot today. I think we did. I think we took a more organized deep dive in the beginning. Thank you for sliding through, Zach, kind of helping steer the conversation along, talking about Solomon and the nonsense of that. We got to hear the end of that debate where he was bringing up Q and just, you see it's even with basic knowledge of the Bible, it's not difficult to debunk them, especially when you learn even just the slightest thing about Islam. Primarily just, can God be a father, or can Allah be a father in any sense, metaphorically, anything like that? We know the answer is no. And that's just slammed. Oh, wow. There's somebody in the shower on you, Mingle. And that's usually just slam dunk. Like, it's over with. That defeats if Jesus was a Muslim argument, that defeats the the prophets were Muslim arguments. That defeats the whole if Allah is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And no matter like what they say, it's a lie if they say there's any way, shape, or form that Allah can be a father in any sense. Because remember, we even showed you in chapter 9, verse 30 of the Quran, you're a disbeliever for saying that Jesus is the Son of God. So I'm looking forward to really getting into some debates. I really am. Really looking forward to getting into it. I'd stay a little later, but I got to get up early in the morning, even though it's just for about maybe 15, 20 minutes. I still got to get up early. And I may want to stay up after that. We'll see. But did he get anybody?
I just debated Dean on conscious edits. Do you hold the conscious edits or no?
I don't want to talk to you about that now.
So okay, so you don't. Well, it's not that you don't want to talk to me about it. It's do you hold it? Do you hold to the conscious edit?
Sure, yeah, sure.
So okay, so if you hold to the conscious edit, then why don't you want to talk about it?
Because I want to pick a topic with you for once. Because every time I talk to you, you always pick the topics. I want to debate you on what you believe in. How about that?
Yeah, but I'm on Umingo trying to debate Muslims on what they believe in. You got here and to try to force me to talk about something you want to talk about. Like
yeah, because it's not always gonna go in your way. That's not life.
Okay, but notice this.
Your name is life, but you know you don't know the meaning of life. You know what I'm saying?
This is crazy. They really, this dude, like, it's
a
small world. I'm on Umingo thinking
I got
that
like
no
30
one will
more
know
people
me.
coming in these same hashtags, these same everything. I got like 30 more people coming.
That's good, and
So
I'm gonna run through all of them unless they don't.
Oh yeah,
you
will.
So you came here to not.
Can I just ask you? Can I just ask you this? Why do you not believe in Islam? Can we just start there? Let's go one step at a time. Why do you not believe in Islam? What's wrong with Islam? And why do you hate Muslim people?
First of all, don't do that. Don't say I hate Muslim people, bro. I got Muslim.
You were literally just laughing about the Prophet's wife. They were making jokes saying you should put Aisha in the thingy, and you were laughing about it.
What?
You know
okay,
what
hold on, wait. Address that. Say that again, because I'm pretty sure that's inaccurate.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah, I'll say it again so you can understand. Your Christian friends, okay, your lapdogs were saying.
So other people, not me. Okay. Just
yeah,
make sure you clarify that. Because I don't remember being anywhere near what you just said. I was.
You, I'm pointing at you. You don't tell your people to straighten up. You have no backbone. You don't respect people. You don't respect people. You don't respect people.
Well, I sure as hell don't respect a grown man sleeping with a 9-year-old. So if they had so if they're running so if they're running around saying justice for Aisha, well then I'm gonna let them do it. If you think that that's respectful, if you think that that's disrespectful for people advocating for grown men not to have intercourse with 9-year-olds, then I think something may be wrong with you.
No, I think you have a problem because here's the thing: there's a difference between marriage. Do you know what marriage is? Let me ask you: are you married?
Yes.
Okay. It was a marriage. She agreed.
To a 9-year-old.
Her dad agreed. What's the big problem? What's the big deal?
Right,
Aisha was so small.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Remember, he married her at 6.
We're talking about this from within a today's standpoint, and that's what makes the conversation wrong.
She was so small that her mother was giving her dates to fatten her up, so that she wouldn't seem so prepubescent for Muhammad.
I got you because on this app we can't mute each other. You know that. So
yeah, but you can't hit the dash.
I'm not gonna leave. What am I gonna leave for? I'm here to have conversations. So
okay.
I just want to say this 2 seconds. I'm not even jumping in on. I'm not jumping in on you that long.
Okay, I'll interrupt you too when I want to speak.
No, that's fine. If you want to make a quick point, you can do that.
Pedophiles
This
everywhere.
is the goalpost.
Dude.
You brought it here. As soon as I responded,
caught up in a debate again.
No, I'm not. And this is why I want you to let me finish because when we think about the Prophet's marriage with Aisha, we think about it from a today's standpoint, okay? And that's why it's wrong because
it was wrong.
You didn't exist 1400 years ago.
Back in the day,
either,
it was wrong in the Bible days.
We don't know what times were like back then. Realistically,
yes, we do.
We didn't exist back then to know.
Apparently,
however, what it is proven is even America, you can search this up, do your research on it. The marriage law, okay, this 18 years where a person needs to be 18 for consent and all this bullshit, it was not like this at all.
Brother, if we're
The,
gonna be on,
the ages were a lot younger.
hold on, respectfully.
Okay, that's just how it was.
Hold on, respectfully. Same thing as TikTok. If we're gonna be on here, you can't be cussing, bro.
Why?
Because I'm live streaming on YouTube. Do you want me to
Okay.
cut? Do you want me to? First of all, a lot of this,
Okay, I'll try to watch my
all of
mouth.
these
Okay, I'll try.
all of these Umingo conversations will be put on like another live. So I'm gonna clip it and I'm gonna put it on another live after this because I had a debate with Dean earlier today.
Exactly.
So I want that to be priority and not no
Okay.
8-9 hour live stream scaring people away.
Plenty of awesome
Okay.
text
But
in those
if
days
you
still
want
exist.
your
Look
conversations
at all of the Roman text.
uploaded, right, at a later
don't
date
care
or
what-
whatever,
much further than Muhammad.
you gotta,
Exactly.
or at least if you want to have a
Exactly.
conversation, you gotta not cuss.
Total evidence.
Okay,
They
so
just
man,
say anything.
look, what I'm trying to tell you is there was a law, even in this country, and the age for marriage was a lot younger. You know what I'm saying? Back then, it was not like it is today. Today, you got to be 18. Back then, there was no really age limit. It was a lot younger. You could be 12. People were marrying girls at 12. That was just the norm. So don't bring up something that was normal back then and then diss on it for
But you
today's
just said you
standpoint.
don't know what's going on back then. So if you don't know what's
Oh, no,
going on
but-
back
but
then,
based
how
on
do
the
you know that they were marrying
Yeah.
little kids back then?
Yeah, basically what I'm trying to tell you by that is we didn't exist to know everything 100%. All we knew is
But
that
somehow you
from the
know
last
it's
100
okay for a 55-year-old man to marry and sleep with a 9-year-old.
that was the norm back then. Don't compare it to today's
What's your
standpoint.
evidence that it was normal for a 55-year-old man
Yeah,
to be having
yeah.
intercourse with 9-year-olds?
Yeah, So
prepubescent,
basically,
still
your
playing
Muhammad,
with
is your
dolls.
evidence?
Yeah, so basically your ears are not very clean because I just said it. Literally within the last 100 years, not 1400, in America, I've seen what there's documents about 12-year-olds
Okay, watch
getting
this.
married.
Okay, that's
A
fine.
whole lot of people got married younger.
Well, you're not giving me evidence for 55.
my-
You're not giving me
Romans
evidence
had a
for
law of
55 and
minimum
9.
age.
That was
of
just the
12 for
norm,
girls,
bro.
You're not
14
giving-
Get
for
over
boys,
it. Get
Saying-
over it.
15 to
it
20
was-
years old
over
for
it.
marriage.
Stop
Yep.
crying.
Okay. Remember, bro, we gotta respect each other because we can't mute each other. So
Mhm.
saying that it was 9,
Yes, and that's in the
saying that it
BC
was the
years.
norm,
Exactly.
and then repeating that, and then giving me an
Old
age from
Testament.
other than 9 is two completely different things. You're not answering the question. I need you to answer the question.
And
What
your
is your evidence that back then it was normal for a 55-year-old man to be having intercourse in marital relations with a 9-year-old? What's your evidence of that?
I'm gonna try to say this as clear as I can. My evidence and what
Mhm.
I'm trying to tell you, if you could
Mhm.
just see where I'm coming from,
Mhm.
is okay.
Please
within
don't
the
repeat
last
yourself, bro. Please
no,
don't say
I'm
the same thing.
okay. I just want you to understand because your ears are closed. Open them.
I heard you. You said it was
With-
the norm. I
No,
heard you.
Okay. Besides that, but within the last
There's
couple
nothing else that you
with-
said besides that.
excuse me, I'm talking. Within the last couple 100 years, 100 years ago, imagine 100 years ago, women were
Mhm.
getting married at 12, 14, 13, all types of
That's
ages.
still not 9.
Well, my
That's not
I know
6.
people,
She was
even my
married at
grandparents, they got
6.
married a lot younger. My grandma got married a lot
Consummated
younger
the marriage
than
at
what
9.
today's standpoint would be.
6
That was the
years
norm,
old.
bro. Get
Okay.
over it.
Okay.
Stop crying.
Okay. So you just okay. You didn't address what I said, but you
Mhm.
went and filibustered about other things. Now,
Filibuster.
let me
Define
ask.
filibuster.
Now, let me ask you this: waffling about irrelevant points that has nothing to do with the topic. Now, if it was the norm, does it make it right?
Yes.
So it was normal 100 years ago for me to not be able to drink out of a water fountain that white people drink out of, and I couldn't get on the same bus that they had as well, and I couldn't go to the same schools that they had as well. That was the norm, and that was law.
Well, why are
So
you saying you didn't
was
exist?
that okay?
Why are you saying you? Why are you saying you? It didn't exist. And by the way,
Do you know what figure of speech is?
I know what you're
And
trying to
even
say.
in
So
the
but
when
norm
I
in the
say
USA 100
me,
years ago,
when
it
I
wasn't
say
12
me,
years
I
old.
mean
Exactly, it was
black
like
people.
14, 15.
in life, this is why I
It's
kind of
still
mentioned
not right, but his
marriage from the
argument's,
start. You're
is
comparing
flawed.
marriage to slavery.
But the reason
You
why it
understand?
was
You're
No,
comparing
I'm
that back
comparing
then
the
years
norm.
ago
No, I'm
is
comparing the
because
norm to
the life
something that's
expectancy
immoral.
was so low. People were dying at
No.
like
So
40.
basically, marriage
Brother,
is
I'm
when a man.
comparing the norm to something
Okay,
that is
I get it.
immoral.
Was-
That's
I
what
get it.
you.
I get what you're
It
trying
was
to say.
rare
difference is-
to make it to like your
difference is-
70s and your 80s back then.
You said
It was rare. Okay, people were in the 1800s were dying from diarrhea. Okay, tuberculosis just wiping people out. So you were lucky to see your 50s or your 60s back then. So you had to get that family started early, and you had to have a bunch of kids to be able to work the land and things like that. So,
You're bringing up other people.
you know, knowing history also is extremely important. Extremely important.
I am a Muslim. Yeah.
Okay, give me a minute with him.
All right, looks like we're still
and then I'll
rocking.
bring you up. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right,
a
brother.
55-year-old man and a
So,
6-year-old is
Yeah,
insanity.
I mean, at the end of the day, I just want to ask you a
Insanity
question:
of
Is
the
it okay
highest
for
order.
grown men to have intercourse with 9-year-olds?
In today's standpoint, no. Because
Okay.
it's illegal.
All right. Now, what's the difference between today's standpoint and the 7th century?
Yeah, because it was allowed.
Prove it.
All right. Well, thanks, bro. God bless you. I'm gonna go ahead and deal with this guest here. I'll still be on you, Mingle, bro. Maybe if you want to man up and debate the Islamic dilemma, maybe
Okay,
I
nigger.
might.
Okay, nigger.
Oh my.
Oh, there he goes. Yep, manifested it right at the end. Manifested right at
What's
the
up,
end.
bro?
Yo,
What up, man?
can you explain numbers 31, 17, 18, please?
Oh my gosh, you coming up here to troll?
I'm not trolling. Why would I be trolling?
The topic is Islamic dilemma. Does Muhammad make
But
conscious edits?
you're talking about marriage, and that verse talks about marriage.
Okay, so do you want to? First of all, nowhere in the Bible does it talk about marrying little kids. So I don't know.
It literally says keep little girls to yourself. What does it mean by that?
Does it say marry them?
It says to keep them.
Does it say marry them?
What is that? What would keep them mean?
I'm just asking you very simple questions, brother. Does it say marry them?
No.
From my knowledge,
Does
it
it,
does.
does it say keep the little girls so you can marry?
I did my research. I did my research.
So then why aren't you answering the
them.
question?
What question?
It says marry them?
Yes, and I searched it up, and that's what
Okay, keep them for your keep
them.
Okay, keep them for yourselves and marry them are two different things. I don't. Does it say marry them? I just want to know.
Keep them for yourself means
I
marry them.
searched it up,
apparently.
and it says that means to also marry them.
Brother, please, I don't know what Islamic
That's why I
website you're reading. I don't know.
Can you explain that verse for us?
I don't know what Islamic website that you're reading. I don't know what you're talking about. It means marry them.
Okay, then
marry
what's
the
your
little girls.
explanation of that verse?
Okay, so one, we have to establish where are you getting this presupposition that it means marry the little girls from. We need to dispel this idea first before we go in and teach you what it actually says. I'll bring it up and we'll talk about the verse, but then you're gonna have to because it's clear that you want to talk about it because you heard me dealing with that brother about Muhammad sleeping with a 9-year-old. So let me ask you this really quick to see where we're at in consistency.
Mm-hmm.
So are you arguing that sleeping with 9-year-olds or little girls
is
or
okay?
underage children is also in the Bible, like in your religion? Is that what you're arguing?
It's not in. Yeah, my argument is it's not in the Quran, but there's verses that's in the Bible.
So you're okay. No one says okay. First of all, that's actually wrong because it is in the Quran that you can sleep and divorce little girls.
Right.
But I'm saying that in your religion,
no, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. In your religion, bro. In your religion, it literally has a grown man, 50-something years old,
and there's qualifications on how long you are to wait before marrying
his own enemies didn't even
a girl
bring
that
that up.
hasn't had her
They
period.
didn't even think it was a.
After marriage,
who brought
or
it up.
after
Did it
she's
happen?
divorced, how long you have to wait?
Why would
I don't care
to
who
make sure
brought
that
it
they're
up.
not
Do you
pregnant,
believe it happened?
but
Because
it's
here's the
still
thing:
insane
before I
because
go
that means
into the
they're having
Bible
sex with little
and
kids,
bring up
but
the
for
passage and give
before
you
they
an
had their
understanding
period,
of the passage, I
and
want to know that you're
regular
not
women and
playing this
elderly.
back and forth game where
And I
you
could show you
think
the
that
reference.
because
Just-
you
I
did
know you know I can.
whataboutism that therefore that doesn't it no longer exists in Islam.
Okay, let's go over the verse.
No, we need to go over whether this isn't did Muhammad sleep with a 9-year-old girl?
Yes, he did.
Okay, did he
If,
marry a
if she
6-year-old?
was 9 or 12 or 4, it doesn't really matter.
Okay, did he marry a 6-year-old?
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Okay, so and
Like
that's
he
why
wrote the contract at 6, but he didn't marry her until she was 9.
Lies.
What do you mean? Okay, so are you splitting between the actual marriage being consummated?
Yes.
Okay,
That's
so
exactly what I'm
okay,
saying.
so did he get engaged to a 6-year-old?
Yes, he did.
Was he attracted to a 6-year-old?
Sure.
Wow.
I mean, they
Sure.
got married.
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
like, what's your point, man?
Wow. This religion is
How old was he
satanic.
when he was attracted to this 6-year-old?
55, 56,
How old was he?
55.
Yeah.
52.
And he's set and like
You do know the definition of a pedo
Like,
is
why
50,
don't you want to go over
he's
the
like
verse?
52.
No, I got
Why
you.
don't
No,
you want to go over the verse?
We're going over the verse.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that you're not saying what aboutism and then saying you don't have
I'm
this.
not saying
And Muhammad's the
whataboutism, man.
best
He
of
was
mankind to
engaged.
them.
He married a
The
9-year-old
best.
who wasn't
Okay.
a little girl. She was a woman who was actually engaged.
A
Before
woman
he-
whose
he
mother had to
married-
fatten
he
her
married-
up with dates,
he
but
married
she was a
Muhammad.
woman.
You can't just make a 9-year-old a woman because you want her to be, bro.
Bro, what
Don't
are
work.
you
It don't,
talking about,
it
man?
don't work. It don't work like that, bro. You can't just make a 9-year-old a woman to clear up your sickness, bro. Don't work like that, bro.
Do you not know that she was married? She was engaged before Muhammad?
Aisha, hold on one second. Aisha, okay, is at 6.
They don't even
a
really
child.
hide that they're a lost Satan.
And at 9, she is an adolescent. If
Satan,
you want to say
dude.
that she started her
Satan.
puberty at 9, she does not just become an adult as soon as she starts puberty.
At what
That's-
age
Like
did
that's
Mary and
cucumbers and
Rebecca get married,
dates.
brother?
Now you're botting out. Stay focused if you want to talk
No,
about the Bible.
I'm staying focused on the topic.
You're not, because
Right.
Rebecca has nothing to do with this. Because if I asked you to show me where she's 3, you wouldn't be able to do it. Just like you can't show me in Numbers that it says marry and have
I
intercourse
can
with the little
actually
girls.
show you that she was 3. What do you mean? There's. If you,
Okay,
it's a,
let me
it's a
just tell you
trait,
this:
bro. Like,
the definition of a pedo is someone attracted to children. You do know that, right?
Yep.
and we don't think that she was a child.
But you said he was attracted to her at 6. Is a 6-year-old not a child now?
Come on, bro.
Back then, 6-year-olds were not child, apparently.
What?
I'm about to kick you, bro. I think you're trolling.
How am I
It's
trolling, bro?
Just believe what you want to believe about numbers, man.
You see this?
I'm finna play games with you, bro.
Satanic.
Come back when you got your brain screwed on, bro. I'm
Satanic.
about to play games with you, bro.
Well, back then,
He about to
the
piss
woman
me
was
off and make
6.
me cut the live off.
She was playing
Because
with
I
dolls.
brought up the Bible.
I could show you the
and I was
reference.
finna
She
pull
was
the
still
commentary for
playing
him so we
with
could talk about it.
dolls. This is in their.
But
This is in their
I can't
books. This is
teach.
in their.
I can't teach
what?
ignorance. So I'm sorry, Ikishta. You know, if you thought you were having a very, two-sided conversation, we were not.
Do you see this? This is
And
this.
I apologize that you thought that.
We got to be patient, man.
We're gonna go back to you, Mingle.
When we
We're gonna
step
get it-
into
we're gonna
this
get it popping.
arena,
Ikishta, you could go ahead and leave, brother. I'm cool. Okay, maybe next time you can try again.
that's
All right.
35
I'm not going to
dates
just
get
go
kicked out.
over the verse. You're showing signs of all of my Christian audience knows that Numbers doesn't teach that.
Right.
I don't have to stop and address Numbers. I was only going to do it for you. Simple as that. But because you can't even be honest with your own sickness
Oh,
that
you
is
know
within
she was
Islam,
freaking
I'm not going over
green
Numbers
apple
with you at all.
squirts.
Pearls
Just
before
dates and
swine. So I'm gonna go ahead and boot
cucumbers.
you up out the
Can
studio.
you imagine?
And we're gonna go ahead and get rocking on you mingle again. All right, guys.
Oh man, could
'Cause he
absolute
he
crime
almost made me
scene.
turn the live off.
Absolute
up, bro?
crime scene.
Brother, you boiled.
What?
That's why you were kib.
I don't know what he's saying.
That guy looked like Kumar.
I don't know what that boy got going on. What the heck? He put his Discord screen on.
Oh,
come on, bro. I'm about to do this solo like this. Hold on, y'all.
shirtless.
I'm gonna swift through this like this.
Yeah, shirtless brothers and
Somebody
and
had
bonnets.
Epstein with the grill on.
Hey, what's up, boy? What's up, boy? Where you from?
What up, boy? You a Muslim boy?
Yeah, I am. What are you?
How long you been a Muslim?
For a while. What's up?
Why are Muslims always vaping, bro? That's not. Is that haram? Is it haram to vape?
Kumar's
You Christian?
He did. He looked just like him.
Yeah, but I want to know, is it haram to vape?
I think, yeah.
So why you vaping?
We're all sinners, no?
He's supposed
No,
to sin.
I agree. I just want you to
Isn't
just
that the reason why your
admit.
God died for you? Isn't that the reason why your God died for you? It's because you guys are all sinners.
Well, not so we can just repeatedly sin because we can.
Because remember, you have to sin
Then
in
what's the
Islam,
point of dying
or
for you?
Allah will wipe you from
What do you
existence.
mean? What's the point of dying? Because you're a sinner. You just said it, but it doesn't mean that you
So-
can
so
freely
he's-
sin. No.
He can't just forgive you?
What do you mean he can't just forgive you? No, sin has to be dealt with. Does Allah
It
deal
has to
with?
be dealt with
Does
by him
Allah
dying?
does Allah deal
It
with your
has to be
sin?
dealt with by him dying?
Yeah, because there's a sacrificial system that washes us clean.
So he's not all powerful then.
I don't know how you just jumped to that. That's insane.
He's not all powerful. He's not a god.
Oh, God can do whatever he wants. but he's
Your
consistent.
God is not all powerful.
He has to sacrifice in order to
God
forgive
can do
you.
whatever he wants, but he's
He has to
consistent.
sacrifice himself in order to forgive you. That's not someone that can do everything.
Okay, that's fine. So what's
You
your
have to kiss
sacrificial
the black
system? Do you have
stone.
good deeds and bad deeds?
Yeah.
All right. How many good deeds do you have?
Allahu Alam.
You don't know. So you don't even know if you're going to paradise.
The amount of good deeds you get and how easy it is to get them is insane.
Do you
Me
know? Do you
talking,
know
me
you're going to
walking,
paradise?
Me eating, me sleeping. Yeah, I know I'm going to paradise.
How
You
do you
do?
know?
So how do you know you're going to paradise, but Muhammad didn't?
Where does it say Muhammad didn't go to paradise?
Yeah, in the hadith it says Muhammad doesn't know what was going to be done to him. You want to see it?
Well, that's because not everyone truly knows, but I say I know.
You say you know. So you
Yeah.
know more than Muhammad.
No, but I say I know.
So Muhammad didn't
Oh, no,
know,
no,
but
you
you
think.
know. So you know
Because in
more
the
than
Quran
Muhammad.
it also tells you that every last one of Muslims are going to hell.
They're going to hell
That's
first.
not true.
Yes.
You want me to get the verse?
That's not true. You're over there interpreting it by yourself. No, the verse
No,
was
it
not even
says
mentioned.
not. It
It's
says
the crossing of the bridge. That's the crossing
nowhere
of
in
the
the
bridge. I don't know what
nowhere
you're
in the
talking
verse
about.
does
That's
it
the
nowhere in the
crossing of
verse
the
does it
bridge.
mention a bridge. Where does it
It's the
mention a
crossing
bridge?
of the Sirat.
No, your commentary who want to try to wash it up and clean it up
If
for
a,
you
if,
say
a,
that
if,
there's
a
a bridge.
Muslim owes his sins, yeah, he's going to hell.
What do you mean owes his sin? How do you know if you owe sins?
If you have more sins than your good deeds, then yeah, you're going to hell.
And
Or
you
if
don't know how
wrong-
many you have. You don't know how many good or bad
if
you have.
let me finish. If you wronged someone and they don't forgive you, you're going to hell.
Okay, how do you know? Listen. How do you know
That's not
If
what
you
the Quran
wronged
says.
how many
someone
sins you
and
have?
they don't forgive you, you're going to hell.
How
If
do
your
you know how
sin
many
is
good
way
or
more
bad
than your
deeds do
good
you have?
deeds, then you're going to hell.
Okay, but how many good or bad deeds do you have? How do you know?
Allahu Alam. It's by the
Thank you.
person
So
you
you
are.
okay?
Only
Thank you. So
God
you
knows.
don't
She's
By
saying
know.
what
only
type of
God
person
knows.
you are.
Okay, brother, hold up. So thank you. By your own admission, you just backtracked and said you don't know if
Do you
you're
think
going
the
to heaven or
ingestion
hell.
of bacon directly
No, you
leads to
asked me if
higher
I have how
intelligence?
many
Where's
good
my
deeds and bad
correlation
deeds
and
I have. I
causation
don't
chart
count every
when I
good
need
deed
it?
I did and every
And you
bad deed I
said
did.
based on how many you have is how you whether you're going to go to heaven or hell. You just said you don't know how many you have on either side. So you don't know if you're going to
I
heaven
mean,
or
I'm
hell.
sure I
It
know I
may.
have more than bad deeds. I don't do a lot
How
of
do you
bad
know
deeds.
if you just told me you
Swine
don't
is a
know? How
very
do you know and
wise
not know at the
animal,
same
very
time?
smart animal.
Because I
Very
don't do a
smart.
lot of bad things for me to get a lot of bad deeds.
But you don't know how many bad deeds you have.
Well, I know that I don't do a lot of bad things and I do more good things
How
than
do you
bad
know that?
things.
But you don't know how many good or bad deeds you have, so that's irrelevant.
What do you mean? You
You
get
don't-
good deeds by being good and you get bad deeds by being bad. What the fuck
Brother,
are you
you
talking
just
about?
vaped right now. How many bad deeds did you get for that?
Wait, hold on. What happened?
You just vaped right now.
Okay.
How do you so you just got a bad deed right now?
Okay. I'm speaking to you about religion right now. I just got a good deed right now.
Okay, so exactly.
So
So if it
when
worked
I
like that,
breathe,
okay.
when I
So
breathe,
dude, do
when
you
I
sin? Do you
breathe, when
sin?
I talk,
Do you
when I
sin? Do you
eat,
sin
when I
every day?
walk,
You sin every day.
yeah.
Thank you. Do you
You
get
ask
good
God
deeds every
for
day?
forgiveness. You guys, yeah. You ask God, you repent. Hey God, please forgive me.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you. And
Yeah,
God
you repent.
and God is gonna forgive
My
you
God's
based
not
on
a weak God,
your
brother.
God is
My
gonna
God's
forgive
not a
your,
weak
your
God.
God is gonna forgive you based on what?
Based on me asking for forgiveness and based on the sin only being between me and him, not anyone else.
Okay, so was the sin dealt with?
Yeah, by God, he forgave it.
Okay, so you just sinned, and he said, "Oh, it's all good. You sinned, so go ahead. You good to go."
I mean, it doesn't work like that. You have to pray. You have to ask. Same way you just told me that you can't keep repeating a sin. That's how with God is. But God knows that not every person is just perfect, and they're gonna say, "I'm stop and stop."
So it sounds like you do understand Christianity.
Your
So why did you
sin
act like you
is
didn't when I gave you
predestined
that
in
answer?
Islam.
Because it's just, to be honest, it's really dumb. Why would God just come and sacrifice?
You
himself?
just said that's the same position you got, but it's dumb.
Because your God killed himself in order to do it. My God didn't kill himself. Do you understand what I'm saying here?
Is there a more
you're over here all over the place.
I'm
instead
not
of
all
being
over
on
the
a straight
place.
line.
I'm not all over
You
the
all
place.
over the place.
Is there a more solidified topic that you're educated on in Islam? Like, do you understand why Muhammad talked about previous scriptures? Do you understand? Are you a Sunni?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have no problem with Muhammad mentioning.
Can we talk more about your religion too?
We just did.
Oh, I want to keep going though. I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, we did. We did the back and forth. We did.
Okay.
We can continue to keep doing that. As a matter of fact, it's gonna happen when we talk about the scripture. When we talk about the scriptures, I was actually about to ask you. Hold on one second, brother. I was actually about to ask you about Jesus before Muhammad and the scriptures before Muhammad outside of the cross. I was just about to ask you that. So I'm asking you, what do you think about Muhammad?
You said you're going to be home around 5.
Prophets of the Abrahamic faith that came before him, outside of the Quran. What do you think about those people, and where do you get the information and education for those people? Where do we get this from?
I think all prophets that came before Muhammad were great prophets.
Make sure
and the
I'm
way
not
they were
doing
presented
anything.
in the
Cool.
Tanakh
Yeah, I'm gonna
and
make
in
sure
the
I'm not doing
Bible
anything between
is
like
false,
5
and they
and
shouldn't have
7.
been presented like that. They are prophets of God. And
now, what is your evidence that what they presented about the prophets and what they said and taught is false? Is it simply because Muhammad says something different?
It can be part of that reason, but also it's like you're a prophet of God. That's not really who you are. Like, if we talk about Prophet Lot, right? You know Prophet Lot, right?
Yeah, well, that's the problem. He's not a prophet.
You know the story.
He's not a prophet in the Bible, though.
He's not a prophet in the Bible.
No.
Well, that's something with the Tanakh then. Well, about the Christianity is just Jesus. You guys idolize Jesus.
So the Lot story is in the Torah.
Okay, yeah. 10 hours, I'll get you there. Between 5.
Do you know what the Tanakh is?
If you guys get some good traffic.
You know what the Tanakh is?
Yes, I know what the Tanakh is. I'm saying
What's
the Lot. I'm saying
the
Lot story.
Tanakh
The Lot story
considered a holy book.
What does the Tanakh book consist of?
Brother, the Lot story.
What does the Tanakh book consist of?
The Lot story is in the Torah.
Okay, where is the Torah?
The first 5 books of Moses. The first 5 books in the Bible in the Old Testament: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy.
Okay, the Torah is in the Old Testament?
The Tanakh.
Yes, the Torah
the other ones.
is the Old Testament.
The Tanakh has the Torah in it.
Pay attention to what I'm saying here. The Torah is Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. The first 5 books of Moses. You get a Bible. You get the.
And the book of Numbers talks about Prophet Lot.
This song is good.
Or I think it was Genesis.
Tonight,
we go find it actually. I think the book of Numbers is where you can kill a person and their kid.
Oh my goodness, bro.
And their wife.
You said I'm all over the place. And notice how when I allow you to talk about the Bible, you're jumping. I'm just simply trying to teach you where a story is.
You're not teaching. You're over here like
I'm trying to teach you where I'm trying to teach you. I'm trying to teach you where I'm trying to.
What song is that? I haven't heard it.
Where a story is in the Bible.
What song is that? Tanakh
the story of Lot, and Lot is not a prophet according to the Bible. That's all I had to say, bro. And you're asking me irrelevant.
I know it's
okay.
I know it's not Torah.
So now let's deal. Okay, so now let's deal with the story. What's the issue?
What story? What's the issue about what story? Clarify. Jesus' story or Lot's issue?
You just brought about Lot. You want to throw that away now?
Lot? No, you're not even Jewish, but you want me to tell you what happened with Lot?
Bro, ain't no way.
His daughters seduced him. His daughters seduced him, and they started riding on him, and they got him pregnant. He got him pregnant.
Okay.
You want to talk about Lot, bro?
Torah says.
Well, I'm glad you know what grape is. So what's the problem?
Yeah, they got him drunk. It's not like he did it. And then those descendants became
that was wrong. What they did. Like, what's the problem?
The enemies of Israel.
Let's say you agreed that there was wrong. What do you want me to do?
Like,
you're bringing
those
it up like
two
it's a problem.
kids-
Like we know that what they did was wrong.
It is a problem, yeah. Seducing. Imagine you're
Is
drunk.
it wrong to have? Hold on. Is it wrong to have a story in scripture
older
where
Indian guy
someone
was
did
told he wouldn't
something bad?
succeed in the Indian music scene. They want to add.
That's a prophet though.
He's not a prophet in the
Wait,
Bible.
wait.
That's why Muhammad's a false prophet, because you guys think
Was
these.
that the guy who's like, I'm a bad boy, and I'm a good guy? Like, I feel like I might have seen him. I do gotta. I'm a brush up on it, but I think I know who you're talking about.
Lot was a prophet. What are you talking about?
Lot was not a prophet. Yeah, you got to skip.
Yeah, you might need to skip. Come on, bro.
Yeah, you too.
Wasn't wasn't his mom a Jew too?
You too intelligent, bro.
Wasn't Jesus and his mom a Jew?
I can't handle the powerful, profound statements you keep making, bro.
Weren't they Jews? Yes or no?
Yes, Jesus was a Jew.
Answer the question.
Yeah, Jesus was a Jew.
Why are you over here mad about it? Like, why are you over there acting dumb about it?
Because we weren't talking about Jesus being a Jew.
So is Jesus a Jew? Yes or no?
I answered yes.
He was a Jew.
Yes.
Therefore, he believed in Prophet Lot.
Yes.
You have no right. You have no right to not believe in Prophet Lot.
All right, brother. Hey, God bless you, man. Are you okay?
Exactly.
Are you okay?
Exactly.
Are you okay with
Your
Muhammad?
Bible just contradicts
Are you
itself
okay with
every-
Muhammad sleeping with Aisha at 9?
Hey man, that's how things were at that time.
Notice how I said what happened to Lot was wrong, and then when you have a grown man having intercourse with a 9-year-old, you say, "Hey man, it's okay." You can't condemn Muhammad because you guys idol worship that man. Anything that he
We
did,
don't idol worship
you
him.
do,
Yeah, you
because
do.
if you
Absolutely
don't
you do.
have the wits,
He's just a last
You pray
prophet.
to him.
if a 50-year-old man
Lot
came
was
to
a
your house
prophet.
right now and
Imagine.
asked you
What did he
to marry your
prophesy?
daughter at the age of 8, would you give her to him?
No.
Why?
Yeah, why wouldn't you give your daughter?
Why?
To him?
What if God put your daughter in this man's dream twice, and then he knocked on your door and said that? Would you give it to him then?
If he's a prophet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you ain't gonna let your 8-year-old daughter get crammed up by some random grown dude, but you'll let her get crammed up by a prophet?
By prophet of God, of course. He can get married to her. I would be so happy.
Oh my goodness.
All right, bro. We gonna give you Mingle a little break. These people is insane. JP the J vlog. Are you a Muslim? Can you put thumbs up?
Oh wow.
Okay, cool. What's up, JP?
Okay. The topic. Did Muhammad make conscientious edits?
Oh, okay. This is gonna be
Please
good.
tell me you're a Muslim.
They're trying to convert me. I have the Bible and I have the Quran, and everybody's trying to push me towards the Quran because it's so beautiful.
No, it's not.
Yes. So, the conscientious edits. What are we? This is the hard part I find about the Quran.
I'll tell you this. You can tell me that in a second. I'll tell you this,
Yeah.
because they're trying to get you. You sound like you're in the UK.
No, I'm actually I'm from Canada, but I don't live in the UK. But that's fine.
Oh, that's so Toronto Canadian accent.
Yeah.
Okay, so because they're trying to convert you, I will clear up your issues. So, one, this conscious
We'll
edit
wrap it up
is
with this one, I
it's
think.
super complex. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about that. It's a foolish argument, but it's very complex. Not everybody should debate it. So stay away from that. Anyone tries to
Especially
get you
black
to do
Muslims.
the conscious edit or talk about it,
That makes no
just
sense to me.
stay away from that. Get educated on it a little bit before you speak on it, because you can say a lot of wrong things
'Cause
debating
Allah
the
hates
conscious
black
edits.
people.
I've seen a lot of people do it. Now, what are they teaching you, and what are you confused about?
Okay, I'm confused about because it's not in chronological order.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Right?
Well, the Bible's
And
not in
They say it's a beautiful text,
necessarily
and if you
chronological
read
order,
it
but-
as is, which I haven't finished, I'm about halfway through. If you read it as is, it gets deeper and darker as you go along.
You're right.
And
Mhm.
when we talk about conscientious edits, I'm wondering if that's done intentionally.
Yeah, and so the argument for the Muslim side is that it is done intentionally, but there's no indication from that book that
I
that's
don't
what's
think I've ever
happening.
run into a Mexican
The
Muslim,
only
to be honest.
indication
I think
that you
Catholicism
can
is
have from
pretty
that book
ingrained in their
is that
culture.
Muhammad
Yeah,
is
I
repeating
agree.
things.
Right.
Now, it's either he's repeating things from Allah or he's hearing stories about these books because he could not read them. Their argument is that he cannot read nor write. Therefore, when you see differing stories from that book, you have to also realize that in that book, in chapter 4, 136, it also tells you that you have gone astray if you deny these other books that his God thinks that he revealed, which is the Torah, the Psalms, the Gospel, and etc. So, and they consider that to be still. Now, when we take them outside of that book and bring them to the Torah, the Psalms, and the Injil and the Gospels, this is where the insanity comes into play. This is where the goalpost starts to shift, because they know that if we go into the Gospels, this isn't the Gospels, but it has some of it in here. If we go into the Gospels, they will realize that their book is false. And so what they do now is they try to say he's consciously editing it, or he's making changes, or Allah is correcting, or at the same time, Allah is telling them to believe in scriptures that are corrupted. That's why that book you have is confusing. That Quran is confusing. Read it, but don't read it for the purposes of trying to figure out that foolishness, bro. That Bible is what that Quran is telling you is true. And that's where Muhammad went wrong.
And that's what they keep telling me, is that the Bible has been,
corrupted,
quote unquote, corrupted, because via, Nicaea, they've changed it, and it was a conscientious edit via the church. And I can play both sides of the fence, saying it's an edit here and it's an edit here, but we don't have, how many manuscripts of the Quran were burned, and how many manuscripts of the Bible were burned.
And
And
right,
the
and that's the
goat.
thing. And so
Don't forget the
when
goat
they
that ate the
give you
Quran.
the edit argument, right? It will, anyone can respond to it and be like, yeah, you know what? I think the edit part, I can see that, right? It is an edit in his own right, meaning that he thought that what he said was true, and it differs from the previous scriptures. So if you just leave it very surface level, it'd be easy for you to be like, oh yeah, that's an edit. But if you really understand what's happening with the Quran, this man could not read nor write. So if the argument is that he didn't hear it from God, then who did he hear it from? He didn't just wake up out of nowhere starting to say stuff that's similar to biblical passages that existed, retell those stories, and then retell them wrong. And it would make no sense, as if a brother earlier, you can actually watch a live. So this live here, when you get off of here, start this live from the beginning. The king of the conscious edit argument, I just debated him for an hour. You will see that he made no sense of the conscious edit argument, and you will see how they argue for it. They put Allah in place of why he could edit or make changes, went in and out whenever they see fit. But as soon as they allow him to be a human being, then that's when they forget, oh wait, he could actually hear wrong stories and repeat it if he's not talking to God, because he couldn't read these scriptures himself. So everything that he heard, he would have had to repeat it.
That's why they called him an
try to
ear.
say, well, someone read the stories to him, well, then that would be even worse, because if they read the story to him and then he went back and retold the story incorrectly from what he heard out of the scriptures, on what authority did he have to either change it, or his memory is just terrible?
Right.
And so there's this whole conscious edit puts them in a bind, because the conscious edit argument lets us remove Allah from the picture.
Yeah, and that's
very good. Very good, Life. All right, gang. As per the usual, we have learned a lot today. Heard some more foolish arguments that easy to debunk, even when they try and say child marriage was normal back then. Marrying 6-year-olds was not normal. It wasn't practiced in Roman law or any other practice, not even in the 1800s. It's never been okay. Thank you, Mikey. Looking forward to that talk so we can gonna push this thing forward and start getting some dope engagements. Gonna grow the channel. So my schedule will be completely clear between 5 and 7, so we can iron out those details, and then I'll probably pick it back up around 8:30. Okay. Wow. Wow. I kind of like this one a little better. I like how we dove right into it. We didn't kind of waffle with debates this time. We just kind of went right into the text, kind of rode shotgun for a little bit. So great. And I must have missed Shy Bunny. Must have missed right when they popped up. He or she, I'm assuming she, usually they usually hang out and engage, but I must have just missed it. But all right. See you guys so much. We're gonna keep on learning, keep on keeping on, and we're gonna be debunking them some more tomorrow. Let's see if we can get some engagements. All right. Believe in the gospel of Jesus Christ, everybody, and you will be saved. Do not fall for this cult. See you tomorrow.